Ladies and gentlemen, we are live and we are ready to go. We are back at it after a very, very lovely Christmas break where we took a pause. We took a time to rest and relax, but it's a Monday night, so we are back at it. If you didn't know, we are the Wrasslin for Life Network. This is our live stream, your alternative commentary to all the wrestling. I hope everyone out there had a safe and happy Christmas. I hope everyone out there tonight has a smile on your face. You're feeling good. You're ready to go. We got lots to get into, lots to talk about, rumors and who's going where and who's doing what, but we are getting a special edition of WWE Raw tonight. We're not getting live performance by any stretch, but we will go back through 2022 with WWE tonight. We will blow up this chat. Anything you want to talk about, let's talk about it. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live. We are ready. And like I said, folks, I hope everyone out there had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Christmas. I hope everyone's doing well. Big shout out to Big Nick. I see him in the chat. CJ Brand and Cliff. Just hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas as well. But folks, we are here. I have the private party. Nope, not private party. We have the Street Profits. Doing a little talking. I guess they will be the MCs for the evening, as much as we will be your alternative commentary all the way through the night, and all things wrestling up for grabs. Tonight being a special edition of Raw, we'll make it a special stream. We'll treat it like a Q&A. But yes, folks, I hope everyone out there is doing wonderful. And just if you want to let me know as we kick off the show, throw out in the chat some of your favorite moments from 2022 on WWE programming or AEW. I don't care, or Impact, or whatever. Give me your favorite wrestling moments. Keep in mind, this was one of the best and craziest years in a long, long time in wrestling. I will take a moment to remind everybody I am KJ White, Mr. Every Night, the Iron Man of YouTube, back at it again. You're lucky I didn't show up yesterday. I actually took the day off. That was my Christmas gift to me. But folks, I see the chat blowing up already. I will click on some of these. Michael, how you doing tonight? Ronnie, how you doing? Right now we're getting a recap of some of the moments, like Brock Lesnar lifting the ring with a tractor, folks. And we're back. There you go. There you go. There you go. Join our Discord. Nick reminding everybody we do have a Discord out there. We also have Instagram and Twitter. Find us on all of the above. Say hello. Be friends. Oh, yeah. Logan Paul through the table. Bray Wyatt. Lots has happened in 2022, folks. Again, let me know in that chat. What were some of your favorite wrestling moments of 2022? Of course, as we get down to the end of the year, we'll probably talk about it more. But in addition to that, we also have our awards, our 4 Lifeys. They went up on Christmas Eve. If you haven't checked that out yet, go check them out. Go see who won our prizes. Go see who took home the golden KJs. And yeah, we're still rolling through this video montage. Kurt Angle with a milk truck. You know, Pat McAfee getting stunnered. It's a lot happened. Free, yeah, there you go. JV, we got Dom Mysterio in jail. Well, you can't just keep showing up and causing trouble. I mean, seriously. Like, what are we going to do? You can't keep doing that. Now, where are we going? All right, so this is going to be an interesting night. I mean, does this really go for 3 hours tonight? Corey Graves. There we go. So now they want Cody versus Seth for the WWE title. If Rock does fight Roman, if he don't come, then Cody and Roman and Seth versus Drew. Ooh. Rocco, welcome back, JV as well. Damien, in case I didn't say anybody's name, Ronnie, Michael. Who else we got here? Big Will's in the house. Ronnie's here. I love it. I love it. Gary, good to see you. Chris, good to see you. Nathan, good to see you. Andy, welcome to this channel. Welcome to the stream. I will get to your comments momentarily, but right now we're going back through the absolute best. And one of the things that might have been overlooked was Brock versus Roman took up a big chunk at the beginning of this year. So that is what they're bringing up right now. Ronnie giving some love. Rey Mysterio got arrested as well. Did he? I missed Ray's arrest. What's up? How's it going, Curtis? How you doing tonight? Ronnie. Larry is here. Good to see you, my friend. Willie does wrestling. Cody Rhodes return and Bray Wyatt as well. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the White Rabbit was one of the most insane things in a long, long time. But and I mean, Cody, I was a naysayer. No, unless I saw Cody walk out through the curtains, I wasn't gonna believe it. But then he did. So what else can I say? There he goes. Merry, merry, happy, happy. Gary Brown, merry, merry, happy, happy. I gotta say, folks, one of the best Christmases I've had in a long, long time. Very happy, man. So I hope everyone else had a happy and safe Christmas yourselves. And whatever you got to do to put a smile on your face, I hope you're doing it. Yeah, man, it's been a great time. And part of the Merry Christmas around here was a very, very successful 9.5 months on this channel. So we're looking forward to turning 10 months old in next week, and we're still rolling along. What's up, Chris? What's up, Nathan? I enjoy your content. Good stuff, man. We appreciate it. We love bringing you this content. Myself, Nick, CJ, and like you said, you never know who's going to be popping in here. We got more coming your way, more interviews. We're working on more stuff. You might be able to go to our website soon. We're talking about it. We're working on it. We do have some merch things coming your way as well. 2023 is going to be a big year for this channel. We will turn 1 year old in March, and we've already done some crazy things. So we appreciate it, Nathan. We really, really do love bringing you these live streams, these live shows. It's all of it. We spend so much time here. It's nothing but an addiction and a pleasure at this point, or a complete death wish. We'll figure it out. One of my favorite moments of the year actually is when Brock alley oops the mic and Roman just snags it. Like he put it right in his palm. But Brock doing the promo on top of the tractor. So now we are getting a recap of all this. If you're not watching Raw live, I will let you know we got Brock standing in in a tractor over top of Roman as Roman's being introduced for what was it's still exciting. Brock off the tractor onto Roman laying bombs, which was the main event of SummerSlam, folks. And one of the most unforgettable matches and moments of the entire year. What is the biggest return to WWE in 2022? It's got to be Bray Wyatt, guys. I mean, we can talk about the list, including and right up to Jonah making his big return, Bronson Reed. But we've seen, Dexter, and I mean, do you count Becky as a return? She was just out for a little bit, but like the big returns, even like Tegan Knox and Johnny Gargano and so on and so forth. I really think that without a doubt, it was Bray. It was the biggest story. I mean, the craziest thing about Bray is how relevant he has been in wrestling without being in the ring in almost 2 years now. Like it feels like forever. Which now I'm at the point where give him a squash match, give him something, remind us that he can actually compete in the ring a little bit. Andy says my favorite moment of the year was Becky versus Bianca at WrestleMania and SummerSlam, both awesome matches. You know what? Truthfully, Andy, I believe that Becky and Bianca stole night one of WrestleMania. I really do. I feel like they put on a clinic, and it was an outstanding match. And I know there's a little bit of uncertainty as far as how over is Belair. Could she be a bigger star? Like, is she too babyface at times? Well, I mean, at the end of the day, when she gets in the ring, she really delivers, and she's delivered time and time again. That match with Becky was outstanding. No complaints at all. Hi, Ronnie. What's up, y'all? What's up going on, Lauren? How you doing? What happened to Dom? Well, I don't. Well, they showed up for Christmas as they did at Thanksgiving, but this time, Mama Mysterio clapped Rhea Ripley in the face. So Rhea was feeling it. One thing leads to another. The cops are called, and they take Dom away. So there you go. Dom is free. He's not going to last in jail. I'm not going to last. Get Finn. Get Damien. You know what? I think the whole thing, the little skits work well for me. I think they could have left out that, like, I'm not going to make it. Just leave it alone. Let them kind of almost be like that fake bravado tough might have played better for me overall. But what do I know? I mean, it wasn't bad. I like that they're doing these little vignettes and things that get released on social media. I've been saying for a long time, we've talked about it a lot on this channel, where there's a lot of opportunity to really push kayfabe, push the boundaries, push storylines using, everyone's media against them, using the dirt sheets against people. And we've seen it done before, and it can be done right, and becomes a very useful element in any story. So I like these things. I know some people are like, who cares? But it's kind of funny. Yep, he did. What's going on, John? And I was here for both returns. There you go, Will. Will's the good luck charm on big returns. There you go. There you go. Be honest. Would you pop if Balor and Priest come out with free money? After a few weeks, Dom comes out walking with JV. We may leave out the bow-legged part of this equation, but yeah, to your point, if Dom was off TV for a couple weeks and the messaging or on the shirts were like free Dom or free Poppy, yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay with that completely. Hook may be coming to WWE. Rumors. I don't even know when Hook is truly available to come to WWE. I know it's. I'm not positive. You fact checkers can confirm or deny or support some cause for that. It's possible. I mean, why not? We haven't seen Hook do anything. Again, I think Hook was another great example of a kid that got really, really hot, and he just burned out. He just burned out. There you go. Bum bum bum. Bayo, Bayo, Bailey, Io Sky, and Dakota return at SummerSlam. Chris, that was a big one, but I think what hurts that one when we're looking back at 2022 is the fact that Damage Control, or Alt Control Delete, as I like to call them, I mean, they haven't done much. I mean, yes, we've seen them play hot potato with the women's tag championship. Sorry, Brock Lesnar's moving the ring with the tractor, and it's still really cool to watch. Cheers. There goes the ring. Roman rolling down onto the floor. Come on, this is pretty cool. Kentucky Fried Brock just lifting up the ring. But yes, it was a big return, I think, because of also what it symbolized, right? I mean, we were just on the cusp of getting the news that Vince was gone and that, Triple H would come in. And then you see this return, and we all know what Bailey meant to Triple H. We saw, when she was coming up with Sasha, those backstage moments with Triple H. So that was one sign. And then you had Io and Dakota, two NXT stars, beside, one of the most memorable NXT stars. It was a signal that things were about to be different. Things were going to change. What's up? Return or RR? How you doing, sir? Right now, the Usos are attacking Brock Lesnar. Absolute Zero, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Is it just showing best WWE moments of 2022 tonight? Yeah, apparently we're getting replays of chunks of matches. But we decided that we'd jump on and talk about it, see what's up, see how everyone's doing on this wonderful Boxing Day. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a recap show. Now, apparently, somewhere in the world right now, there's a big match going on. But yeah, apparently Triple H gave the production staff the night off. Which kudos. What do you think will be the best match, KJ? Is it Bray? What do you think will be the best match? Jason, in context, I'm wondering if you mean a 2023 or Rumble, or I'm not sure. Of 2022, Bray had nothing to do with it. Unfortunately, we have not got any Bray matches or Bray of any kind in quite some time. A-Town down. The big moment where we get the cash in. Mr. Money in the Bank. WWE has shown pay-per-view matches on weather delay and best of the shows before. Do you think since COVID it feels like they show the full-length pay-per-view matches on certain review shows? I think in certain cases they almost have to, right? Like, oh, there's Brock picking up Theory and another cash in foiled. But yes, I think I don't know if one's tied to the other as far as, but I think at the point where you're going to do an actual review show, and at times, I guess during lockdown, you had no choice but to kind of come up with creative ways to fill time. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to do a review show, you have to give the fans who are actually tuning in to watch this, like our crazy asses, something of substance, right? So now we're getting maybe not a full match, but a big portion of a match, which gives us something to watch, something to talk about. Better than nothing. If it was just a bunch of clips and snippets, nah. To me, Bray and Bailey returns were to me where the best returns. Ronnie. Yeah, I mean Bailey was a big one, unexpected. I just think Bray with the whole aura, the white rabbit, the QR codes, and then the delivery of it all. It was just, it was unlike many, if any, return period. Like the pandemonium, the overall groundswell for Bray Wyatt, outstanding. Like, what do you do? What do you say? Yeah, to me it was golden. Did AEW have any big, like, oh my god, there he is moments? Not really. Samoa Joe? Maybe. I'm trying to think. Let me know. What am I missing? Bray, Cody, Reed. Cody was huge. I like the Cody one because A, we never thought it was going to happen. B, I was skeptical right up until it happened. Me and Nick were live. Um, Maybe me and Nick, but anyway, me and somebody. We were live, and it was like, no, it can't happen. It can't happen. It can't happen. And then, boom, it happened. You're like, oh shit, that is Cody Rhodes. And I mean, CJ Brand from the channel, he was live when it happened. So I'm sure he'll tell you it was quite the pop. But right now on the review show of the absolute best from Raw, we do have the Bloodline picking up the victory over over Brock Lesnar as they bury him under just about everything they could find, and the ring continues to be held up by a tractor. What's up, Hassan? Who wins Wrestler of the Year? AEW, KJ, and Women's Wrestler of the Year. Just specifically AEW, eh? Shit. You know what's funny? Because you almost have to consider whether you love him or hate him. You got to talk about Chris Jericho because of how long he had the belt, how many times he main evented. I mean, is it due to nepotism? Is it due to talent? Is it a little bit of column A? Is it a little bit of column B? I think Moxley goes AEW male wrestler of the year. I think he carried the company in hard times. I think he did his best to have a significant title run. Whether you love it or hate it, he showed up every week and put that title on the line time and time again. Shit. Yeah, that'd be my bet. Female's a tough one, right? Because Britt didn't have a special year at all. She got stale. You know what? I mean, I think for me, I think I'll go with Hater. I'll just let it a little bit of recency bias. I think she edges out Tony Storm. Thunder Rosa was good, but she was on the shelf for so long. Hater got herself over as kind of just a lackey to Britt, who started getting bigger pops, and it led to the point where she's champion, and now she's badass. She's defended that title. It's leading to her and Britt, we do believe. So I'll go Jamie Hater. No, I lied. I take that back. I recant. I pulled a Steve Harvey. I'm gonna go Jade Cardgill. Yeah, Jade. I completely forgot about Jade. Runner up goes to Jamie Hayter. Jade just hasn't lost. She's been dominant. She's the face of a division. She's the face of that title. I think she should win the other title and dissolve them. We don't need two women's titles right now in that particular division. But yeah, those are my votes. You got me. My favorite match or moment of the year to be Sheamus and Gunther Clash at the Castle. Very old school match. Hell of a banger. Absolute banger. We didn't even nominate it for match of the year. No, it was close. It was in consideration. It really was. Oh, it did get nominated. My bad. Go check out the awards, guys. Is there just no Raw? There is no Raw, Brady. No. Sorry. Just a review. Now I'm getting a package on John Cena. I want to see what Triple H picks as the best moment and the best match of 2022. KJ, what do you think of Bray's pitch black match at Royal Rumble? An unsanctioned fight in the dark. Yeah, I'm really curious how we're gonna do this. And again, I want I want Bray to just give me a match. Give me a squash match. Beat some local jobber. Beat fucking Mansour or fucking Chad Gable. I don't give a shit who you beat. Just beat somebody to get in that ring. Give everyone like the reminder of, oh yeah, we like watching this guy in the ring. Then get to your theatrical stuff. Like I don't know how they're gonna shoot a pitch black match. I'm sure this is going to involve multiple masks, and I just don't want it to be all about the cinematics. This is still wrestling. So, I mean, if he has free reign, I'm a diehard Bray Wyatt fan. Everybody knows that. But if they just give him free reign to shoot like his own psychodrama thriller that doesn't involve wrestling, doesn't really belong on the show. So I love Bray Wyatt. I know a lot of people are still very much into this story. I was talking to my brother yesterday, and he was saying the same thing of like, he's still into it. He wants to see where this goes. And I'm not saying I've given up on it, but we got to move it. And you waiting all the way till Rumble for Bray and LA Knight? They better have some tricks up their sleeve to keep us interested. I just Googled the Mysterios to see what happened. I read Ray had Dom arrested. It's a true story. Happened. There's clips. We saw it. It must be true. It was on the internet. Hello, KJ, White, and Big Nick. Well, I'll let Nick say, let him know you said hello, John, and hello right back at you, sir. I am good. Nice. There we go. Listen, Tom saying, Mammy, I'm not going to make it in jail. That had me laughing. That was a interesting part of the whole video, right? Of like, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. Don't let them take me. So I get it, like they're playing him like the mousy little whiner, but I just thought if he was just a little more like belligerent and like ignorant about the whole thing, like I don't care. kind of played it like McLovin. Like, oh shit, McLovin's a badass. That's kind of what I wanted him to go out as. But yeah, they showed the little soft side of Pappy, not looking so tough. I was there when the Street Profits was tossing pizza to the BK crowd. That's amazing. Yeah, we were live and I was mocking that a lot, that they were throwing pizza to the crowd. That pizza was part of the entrance, that pizza was involved. I mean, that was some next level of whew, product placement. What the fudge? All right, so we just got a little package for John Cena. Pause. Um, And right now, they're reminding us we're going to get KO, John Cena versus Sammy and Roman Reigns on Friday. We will be here live. We will be back tomorrow with NXT Dynamite on Wednesday. Thursday, we'll have the podcast and more. Friday, we got the doubleheader. And of course, the weekend, we will have some pay per view. We will have some wrestling. Our Saturday live streams never fail. Tune in, folks. We're having a lot of fun doing this shit. So up next, we're going to talk a little Stone Cold and KO and Vince McMahon and Pat McAfee. I think the biggest story was Sasha Banks, Naomi walking out on WWE, McMahon retiring from WWE. The biggest stories in 2022. Listen, we did that on Thursday as well, Damian. And listen, for me, there is no comparable. Like without a minimal, it's once you start throwing Vince McMahon's name around, you know it's going to be a story that matters. What happened with Vince McMahon this year is historic. For some of us, we grew up our entire life. Vince McMahon was in charge of wrestling. The WWE was kind of, the place to be for so long. And we watched this guy just kind of come unglued this year, where we knew the booking was in the hole. We knew it was struggling. It seemed, schizophrenic and all over the place. You never knew what you were going to get. And it just led to all of a sudden there's these stories. I mean, it was just a crazy whole kind of soap opera, real life event where, where, where we get, Triple H has a cardiac event, NXT stripped down. There's all these stories about people having issues. Stephanie steps away. And then all of a sudden accusations accusations about Vince, about what they about NDAs, about what he was doing with employees, what he was doing, you know behind the scenes. And women come forward and they start adding up these millions, where we're talking 20+ million dollars, and eventually leads to the point where Vince McMahon says, I'm out. I apologize for that, folks. A little bit of a tickle in my throat. You didn't hear me choke on my own bullshit. But yes, no. So yeah, Sasha was a big story. I think there was a lot of big stories. I mean, between that, Damien, I think we also had CM Punk. Obviously, the fallout, the brawl out at All Out, that was huge. I mean, it changed things so dynamically for AEW. I mean, that was their biggest draw. Tony said he was their biggest draw. He was bringing in 1 million, 1 million houses. He was your 1 million viewers. Even after the brawl, people tuning in to see what was going to happen. 1 million, 1 million, 1 million, and then it faded off. That is your guy, and whether you love or hate Punk, he was the biggest name. He was your biggest superstar, and losing him was not good for business. Losing the bullshit that came with him definitely probably helps. But losing him wasn't good for business. And you've seen this spiral down. Cody leaves, Punk's gone, and now the show feels like it's struggling heading into 2023. Merry Christmas. Naomi will be back. Well, who knows? Poor Naomi. The one person overlooked in all of this, Lauren, Poor Naomi has almost all been but forgotten about. And that's unfortunate for Naomi. She's a good talent, but this story has always been about um Sasha. What's Sasha gonna do? What's Sasha gonna do? Even after they announced, oh yeah, Sasha's going to Wrestle Kingdom 17, and everyone's like, oh my god. And they're like, oh, by the way, Naomi's still thinking about stuff. You're like, poor Naomi. Poor Naomi. In my opinion, this is the best Brock Lesnar that's ever been. I love happy Brock Lesnar. I love, Canadian Brock Lesnar. We've adopted Mr. Brock, and I'm all for it. I think it's excellent. I think it's solid. Um, yeah, I got no problem with Brock like this at all. So now we're getting the replay of the KO show from WrestleMania. And here comes Stone Cold. Why, you ask? Well, what happened was KO woke up one morning and said, I hate Texas. And it led to this. Which match did Braun debut back on? Braun came back on a Monday Night Raw. It was shit. It'll come back to me, Larry. Good question. I know it was a Monday Night Raw for sure. Didn't he wiped out everybody? Now, who the fuck was it? Feel like, oh, it was the Alpha Academy was out there because remember he tripped on the ring mat and or the padding outside the ring. He tripped. He got turf toe, and Chad Gable jumped up on the apron to avoid the impact, and he drilled Otis through the barricade. Favorite return, Johnny Gargano. His return wasn't like, oh my god, it was good, yay, but it wasn't like, oh shit. It really wasn't. Like I think Bailey's was bigger. Bray was definitely bigger. I'm trying to think. Karrion Kross. People overlook Karrion Kross, but Karrion Kross's return was like, oh shit. Showed up, took out Drew McIntyre right away. We hadn't seen him a while. He was a fan favorite. Vince McMahon had him dressing up like he was, 50 Shades of Karrion. And next thing you know, here we are. But yeah, that was a big one. WWE wrestlers tonight are in Madison Square Garden for a house show. Yes! Why don't we just put a camera on that? Son of a bitch. Is there like a 5-way for one of the belts? The IC titles on the line in a ladder match? My favorite part, Heyman getting right? Heyman taking the bump was huge. Oh, now we're getting a reminder that the Johnny Knoxville Sami Zayn match happened. So Johnny went from taking a loss to Sammy at WrestleMania, or sorry, to Johnny at WrestleMania, to now be one of the most talked about men in wrestling and maybe one of the most over baby faces in the entire industry. Crazy. Then Austin Theory. Okay. I think Dom needs a nickname like Eddie had, Latino Heat. What if Dom gets oh, there's Wee Man. If he gets a gangster prison nickname, maybe a neck tattoo? Do a segment from fake jail. Ah, there you go. Push the limit. Go all the way with this one. Do like yeah. Give him like a Tupac interview. I agree. The biggest story of 2022 the biggest stories of 2022 are definitely Sasha and Naomi walking out, and then Vince McMahon stepping down tops everything. Yeah, it's just historic, right? Like literally. Oh, mousetrap, mousetrap. If anyone's keeping track at home, that was one of the botches of the year. Now that I think about it, that fake ass mousetrap. The best moment in WWE this year was the death of the 24/7 title. Why I love that moment so much is not only did they kill it. Oh wait, So now we got Sami Zayn on screen, and he's upset that they played back the Jackass footage. He's feeling oozy though. This is really gonna go for 3 hours? I might tap out. So coming up, still to come tonight, a look back at the bloodline. Oh, up next, we take a look at Jimmy and Jay Uso against the New Day. All right. Most shocking moment in 2022, Vince officially leaving his current position from WWE. Yes, absolutely, Larry. For all the reasons we stated. But I am in a commercial break right now, folks. So I will remind everybody tuning in. If you are just tuning in, join the chat. Whatever's on your wrestling mind, we're just going to run through like a Q&A while the review's going. There's no real wrestling to watch or talk about, but we are keeping it live and we're keeping the action going. So I see a lot of things in the chat there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. But folks, thank you for being here. Do keep in mind, back all week long, back to schedule. Then we'll see what the weekend brings. But we'll see how quick we want to turn this around in Jan 1, Jan 2. So don't go anywhere. 2023 is going to be a fun year, folks. What's up, guys? Steve Chambers. How you doing, buddy? Thank you for being back. Chilling, watching the Flair documentary on Peacock. That's actually what we should be watching. With Soraya's return, you know what? That return fell so flat. Completely flat. Am I wrong? Like, I was here, like, oh my god, but it was just everything about her return. I keep punching the mic. Everything about her return just it didn't work. It didn't work. What's up, Jack? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. I'm sure you're 300-0 by now, big guy. Good job. Stop WWE skits. Yeah, let's go with that. Hey, Jack. Mox, yes. All right, okay. Seeing a 20-year anniversary. Do you guys have any bold predictions for 2023? I'm sure Mr. Nick does. Bold prediction number one for me: Chris Jericho will be AEW World Champion in 2023 at some point. One. Uh, Cody Rhodes is going to win the Royal Rumble, and the only other person I will consider winning the Royal Rumble as acceptable is CM Punk. I would love to see CM Punk versus Cody at the WrestleMania Night 1. What else? We get a Ring of Honor. I guess it's not a bold prediction that we're going to get some Ring of Honor, but we'll see what happens there. Bold prediction: Adam Cole will be back. Not that bold. To AEW, not WWE. What else are we going to see? Eventually, Andrade and Charlotte Flair will be in WWE. I think that happens in 2023. What are some bold predictions you guys got out there? I would love to hear some good ones. So wrestlers have this week off. No, they'll be back on Friday. And I believe NXT is not tape. Maybe I'm wrong. But Friday they are there, correct? There you go. I knew that. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Bray did wrestle Jinder Mahal at MSG at the holiday tour this year. All right, now put it on TV, Jason. Let's go. Let's go. I want to see it happen. What are we waiting for? This channel is super committed to Wrasslin doing a stream of a clip show. Vin, yeah, fuck. I'll take that as a compliment, kinda. But yeah, no, we're here all the time, man. It's a Monday night, so let's roll. Let's talk some wrestling. We get a nice little walk down memory lane in 2022. So yeah, if nothing else, yeah, we're committed. One way or the other, we need to be. Boom, boom, boom. I can't wait to see John Cena in action with Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline on the last SmackDown of 2022. It's going to be amazing. I'm always excited to see the greatest of all time, John Cena. Ooh, ooh. I don't know how I feel, but no, I think it's going to be great. I like John Cena. I'm looking forward to him coming back, and it's a good match. You get him in, and again, it's just a way to spike interest. Last SmackDown in 2022. Why not end the year with a bang? And I still think this is going to be a victory for KO and John Cena. That's 100% the way I'm leaning. All right, I got the New Day hip thrusting on my screen right now, so I'll focus back on this stuff. Pat needs to return. Pat will return when football's over. We will get Pat back. I think that's why Kevin Patrick is there. I think he's just a placeholder. They don't want to put anyone in good because they're going to figure this out. Poor Kevin Patrick. Guessing Pat will be back by Royal Rumble. I think it might be February-ish. I could be wrong though, Steve. Maybe Rumble would be a good spot. One of my favorite moments, though, quickly going back to Pat, is the bum ass Corbin. He got a choir to sing. That entrance, the whole moment, Pat doing well, holding his own. I thought it was great. One of the moments of the year, absolutely. One of the biggest laughs of the year, if nothing else. Luke Lesnar is on WWE's radar, and I think he's going to be like his dad, Brock. He's 6'7", 240 pounds. Well, goddamn. What else do you expect from Brock Lesnar? His lineage is going to be gigantic. Pat is the most fun on commentator. What I like about Pat is it feels unscripted. It feels very natural. He doesn't know all the fancy move names. He doesn't know all the topes and all the technical terms, but he's a passionate wrestling fan losing his mind. And whether he loves or hates somebody, he just says shit. Like even before when he was like, "Is that Bray Wyatt?" And we were like, "Oh shit!" He said, "Is that Bray Wyatt?" Like, he's funny. He's kind of got that that vibe where I think coming from the fact that doing his podcast, doing things like his podcast, very natural entertainer, and I'm looking forward to him coming back because he just seems like a wrestling fan, and he actually makes Michael Cole a little more entertaining, less boring, less monotonous. Cheers. 2023 AEW buys Impact or WWE buys Impact. Whoever buys Impact, Impact will not be around past 2025. Bold statement. See, the thing about Impact is they're the share for the younger crowd that's a singer, but they're the share of wrestling. They're not seemingly going anywhere. And every time we think one of the big boys are going to buy them or WWE is going to get involved, nothing ever comes of it. So I'm more likely to see something like GCW get bought up or MLW get bought up, but Impact, there's just something about Impact. But yeah, they stay well within their level. They don't really yeah, I think they'll be around for a bit, JV. That's bold though. There you go. I have to Google that. Naomi is overlooked because of her family. One call and she is back. I don't know how true that is, right? Like there's bigger things at play, and if you think it was that easy and she wanted to come back, it would have been done already. Like, listen, she's coming back. She's gonna be in the bloodline, but we haven't seen that. So yes and no. But if she's just defiantly doesn't want to come back, then what can you do? I think ASW biggest loss of 2022 is losing Cody Rhodes back to WWE. Yeah, it was a huge loss. I would argue that the Punk loss ends up being bigger. Cody was a huge loss. Regal's a huge loss, but Punk was your biggest draw. And unfortunately for Cody, the Bucks and Kenny did what they did to CM Punk, started leaking stories, started leaking rumors, started, getting the crowd booing. Oh, they don't like the Bucks. Let's boo. Didn't matter what he did. So at that point, you lost him. You had nowhere to go. the Moose Hunter from Saskatchewan. That's it, buddy. There you go. Right now, I got a replay of the Usos and the New Day. Not that long ago, this match took place where it becomes the historic night where it allows the Usos to become the longest reigning tag team holders of all time, or passing the New Day, who could have stopped them. Thank you, KJ. You're welcome. That's right. He ate the whole tag team division. Johnny Knoxville, my fave. I don't know, in a wrestling ring. What's your match of the year pick? Listen, I mean, I kind of went, and the channel went. If you haven't seen our awards and our overall picks, check that out when we get off tonight. But go check out our award show. We couldn't help but pick the Briscoes. I mean, I love what they did with FTR this year, and the match 2 of the 3 matches I thought was outstanding. Like, as far as like one of those matches where you want to stand up and watch it. You know, just sitting down, your energy's too wild, and you just like you got to get out. And it was just such a fucking roller coaster ride going through those matches. I had no choice but to pick them. I thought Seth and Cody and Hell in a Cell had a good match. A lot of people talked about Brock and Roman at SummerSlam, but to me, that was a good match for the wrong reasons. What else was on my list? Yuta and Moxley kind of had a surprise holy shit match. I wouldn't disagree with that. Belair and Becky at WrestleMania was a good one. Shit, KO and Austin was good. Wee man, there you go. Who would have thunk it? The Latino Raj. You think Tommaso Ciampa returns in 2023? Yes, I think Ciampa comes back, and I'm really, really hoping that Ciampa comes back with a chip on his shoulder. Ciampa comes back as a badass. Give me Psycho Killer. Give me the guy that's going to come in and just take heads off. That doesn't matter how big they are or what they do. He is just like he's that guy. He's like Daniel Bryan in the sense of like, I'll punch you in the face. He just doesn't give a shit. And I just don't want to see Ciampa in neon vests and looking like a pylon. Let the guy come back. And realistically, you might have to put DIY back together if you ask me, because Johnny's return's been a little bit. All right, we're going to commercial. This exciting replay. I know, folks. I know it's a replay. JV says Monday Night Football. How's it going? Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville was funniest match of 2022. Maybe. 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 I think we had a couple funny ones that weren't supposed to be funny, but turned out quite funny. So that's an interesting story. RIP to Antonio Inoki, Scott Hall, Sarah Lee, Candy Divine, no longer with us this year. Steve Chambers, truly thoughts and prayers. And listen, I was live when the news broke of Scott Hall. And that was actually a real tricky thing to kind of work through where, you know, again, that was a guy that, you know, I had seen growing up. I'm a big fan of Scott Hall. It was a sad story. You saw his struggles. Yeah, I mean, and so we did a live special on Scott Hall here for this channel, also down below, folks. But yeah, I mean, it's sad to lose any of those names on that screen. You know, obviously Inoki being the legend that he is and the impact that he had on overall wrestling is insane. So yeah, no, rest in peace. Thoughts and prayers, Candy, Sarah as well. To everybody and anybody that's lost anybody this year. What is your favorite match of the year from WWE, KJ? I hate favorites. I really do. Such a greedy bastard. I think is it Seth and Cody? The purple peck? Do I have to give the respect to the purple peck? We had some bangers. Sheamus Gunther might be my favorite WWE match in 2022. To be 100% honest with you. Those guys tore it down. And again, it wasn't exactly like when you knew the match was going to happen, you weren't exactly thinking like, all right, this is going to be outstanding. Like, I mean, Sheamus had a resurgence in 2022. He came a long way. He bounced back. He wasn't, just kind of stuck floating in that mid card rinse and repeat that he was with McMahon of like 60 weeks in a row. We're having the same combination of people in the second hour. So it was really nice to see him get some kudos. Banger after banger after banger became a thing. The Brawling Brutes got over with the crowd, which was amazing. So yeah, I mean, Gunther and Sheamus is up there for me. Trying to think back to like, said Becky Belair tore it down in my books. Ricochet Carmelo Hayes is a really good one this year. I know it's NXT, but we'll count it. But and even Ricochet Gunther was pretty good. Now I'm getting into like a top 5 here. So Tommaso Ciampa will return for the Royal Rumble. We're gonna have a busy Rumble, Jack. Here's one Tony Khan buying Ring of Honor in 2022. You know what? It's funny because that was a really big story, but man, did it get overshadowed by about everything else. And I think when it became to the point of seeing Jericho with the Ring of Honor belt all the time and the storylines being all over the place because you're trying to promote 2 shows, kind of, sort of, and you kind of got stuck in this limbo double Dutch bullshit. And I think it hurt. I think it hurt. 2 things hurt AEW in a way they weren't expecting this year. One, Forbidden Door hurt them more than it helped them, and the actual payoff wasn't really what it could have been. 2 was Ring of Honor's presence because you didn't find a compact, interesting way to deal with the Ring of Honor situation. You had options. You could have put them on. You could have put them on Dark. You could have made them part of the even still call it Rampage, but all you see is the Ring of Honor talent on Rampage. Or you could have done it, in a minimal way. But here's your Ring of Honor champion defending the title all the time in the main event of Dynamite. By the way, this was a really good match, which you would always expect the New Day and the Usos to deliver. I think Ripley wins the 2023 Women's Royal Rumble match. I like it, Damian. That's another prediction. I believe that if we get to 2024 and Rhea Ripley has not had a belt, they've done her a disservice. That's my take on it. But yeah, this is rolling along. What else we got? I want to predict the New Day ends in 2023. Woo! I like it. What if they only have just begun? What if Big E is back from his neck injury and they just hit the reset button and the bring on the cereal and the pancakes? By the way, the 1D they hit on Kofi, whew, whew, that 1D off the top. I'm afraid to think about it, but will we have to sit through another year of Roman Reigns as undisputed champion if The Rock can't make it to WrestleMania? No, I don't believe so, Jack. I think everyone is fully aware that you've kind of maximized where you can go with this. And not saying that they're not still relevant. I'm not saying they're not still hot, but you want to get out while it's still hot. You want to find another way to make this interesting and compelling. And if you guys can hear that noise in the background, I apologize. But yeah, you don't want people to get tired of it before you switch it. You don't want to become, the Hulk Hogan before he went to NWO Hulk Hogan. You want to transition nicely. So at some point, he's got to lose at least one of those belts, especially with Royal Rumble coming up. If they end up finagling around and it's like the Royal Rumble winner gets a shot at Elimination Chamber, not at Mania. Like, what do? You got to give up one of those belts unless Roman's going to work 2 nights. I know myself and Big Nick have talked about it a lot on this channel where there's just no way. Why? Why would you have Roman compete both nights? I think it's a bad move. I think it's a bad look. Partly why I think a 2-night show is not a good idea either, but that's just me. Yeah, 100%. Like, what is was it that, Nick always jokes? He's like, "The alpha of alpha males." He's if you were gonna pick one guy to go defend Earth, it would be him. He's a monster. He's just genetically different. NWA folds in 2023. Adam Cole and Britt Baker signed with the WWE. Nick Aldis comes to WWE. And where are we going? AEW wrestlers defect to WWE, and AEW implodes from the inside. Mauro, Pat, and Ian will join Graves, and KP is out. Jason, I love it all. Lots to talk about there. NWA folding, no, not yet. I mean, I still think you have an opportunity, even if their names leave. They run that show in such a way that I think it will be viable for a while. But maybe. Adam Cole, Britt. I could see Adam Cole and Britt staying in AEW, but it's very bold. Yeah, I just think they're comfortable. I think Britt would get eaten alive in the WWE. I think she'll get exposed for not being as good as we all think she is. Nick Aldis comes to WWE. Listen, I think Nick Aldis coming to WWE is an absolute for sure. Again, my buddy Nick thinks that Aldis and Mickey are coming, so we'll see how that plays out. I think there's going to be a lot of defections. I think FTR is coming. By the way, one of my bold predictions for 2023 would be FTR, the Usos, for the tag titles at WrestleMania. I think it could happen. I think it's going to happen. I think Impact Wrestling lasts longer than AEW. That's my prediction. There you go, Damien. Sometimes it comes down to budget and how you spend it and what you're doing. And I mean, Impact is a very controlled product, right? They're not all over the place. They're not signing huge names. I think that's why they just keep going along, right? They're making enough. They're kind of splitting. They're doing all right. This will never happen. But imagine Brock mentoring the Viking Raiders. Yeah, just no. But yes, I get where you're going, the whole Viking thing, but it just doesn't work. And I apologize for coughing on my microphone, folks. If I blew out anyone's eardrums, did not mean to. Sup, King Jordan? Alexander, how you doing? Dog, what's up? Dog, what's up? Larry. Jeff Jarrett. Whoa, wait. Jeff Jarrett still has shares of Impact. Probably has shares in WWE too, JV. It wouldn't surprise me. The guy's funny. He's been everywhere. I just don't want him on my TV anymore. And a lot of people got to stop praising him for showing up and taking TV time. Tony continually complains. Continually complains. Oh man, I have no TV time. I'm just gonna keep bringing people in. Stop doing it. Impact going to be better with Grisham. Don't mind Josh Alexander for Jonathan Grissom. Hope Impact will re-sign Sammy Callahan because his contract expires soon. I could see Tony trying to get his hands on Callahan just for Moxley. You bring him back, you put Moxley with them, you reunite old friends. They're all happy-go-lucky and slap-assy. I could see it happening. Plus, I mean, Sammy's another opportunity for some carnage and chaos. We know Tony loves a good old no DQ match. Hopefully, Big E returns in 2023. I'm with you on that one, Chris. I mean, unfortunate injury, unfortunate accident, but you do want to see the guy get better. At minimum, as long you want to see his quality of life be in a good place. You want to see his health be in a good place. Right now, I'm getting a Bianca Belair package, by the way, if anybody was wondering. Match of the year of WWE. Sheamus versus Gunther outside, WWE Briscoes and FTR. So we're on the same wavelength, JV. I'm just scared because I know WWE wants Roman versus The Rock for both titles at next year's WrestleMania. But if The Rock can't make it, it will be WWE keep the titles on Roman until that match happens. No, I think you got to be smart enough to pivot. I think you got to change. You got to go with the flow. If you're not going to get the payoff you want, you just, what if it's Cody and Roman and Cody finally beats him and they give Cody that WrestleMania moment? There's fireworks and he's, that absolute pure baby face and he finally takes down the big bad empire. Could work. Could work. The Briscoes in the Royal Rumble. Ooh, Gary, that's bold as shit. I mean, the Briscoes maybe find their way onto a TV. I feel bad for them, really. But I don't know. I mean, them in the Rumble would shock me, like really shock me. R.I.P. Stephen Bonner, a UFC Hall of Famer and one of the best of all time. Listen, a lot of people out there will say the reason they became UFC fans was Forrest Griffin, Stephen Bonner, and the brawl that they had, like the outright crazy brawl in the tough finale. And for me, it was epic. I remember sitting watching it with my brothers, and it was just like they're still going. So no, Bonner's a Hall of Famer. It was real tragic news. I mean, it's so sad to see people pass so young. I mean, some people have a different definition of young, but it's too young of a man to be saying goodbye. So yeah, rest in peace for sure. My bold prediction for 2023 is Roman Reigns losing one of his titles at WrestleMania Night 1 or 2. Yeah, I agree. I can definitely see that being the way. But I mean, even if they found a way to get one off him, maybe do some type of like scramble match where he can lose one of the belts and he doesn't have to get pinned, and Sammy pins Drew McIntyre or Sammy pins KO in Montreal. Like, I wonder if there's some tomfoolery we can pull off that one belt. He lose both titles night 2, I hope. It all depends. I mean, if you're going up against The Rock, I mean, it's a really I mean, can anybody see The Rock truly beating Roman? Knowing what that would mean. I don't know. I don't see it. Larry, nice shout. One of my favorite moments of the year, Clash of the Castle. We open the show and Imperium's back together. And if you go back and find our stream for that show, you'll see me pop and start kind of, getting overexcited about the whole situation. It was good. It was good. I mean, the laugh. What else could you do? I mean, we were so happy to see that big white screen, and they were back, and what a badass Walter had been, but Gunther was, he's still Walter, but you okay, now he's gonna get subject to WWE booking. What will this do? So to see them all come back, I believe Eichner's still Giovanni. I'll take it. I don't give a shit. But yes, super pumped about that moment. Huge moment, especially them being in Cardiff. Outstanding. I was good with it. Bray Wyatt is having a match in Madison Square Garden versus Jinder Mahal. Oh shit. Why are they just not putting this why not just put the MSG show on TV? What are you doing? You're killing me, Smalls. Why am I sitting here talking about clips of the past year when y'all putting out a banger of a show in MSG? Y'all suck. Merry Christmas, Papa Paul. Right now I got Belair talking to Corey and the other lady. I apologize. What's up, Jake? How you doing? How you doing? I hope you're doing well tonight. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Big E should turn heel. I like it. I've been saying that for a while, Larry. Give us some like that old school Big E when he was hanging around with Dolph Ziggler. Give me some of that Big E Langston. Bold prediction. House of Black with the trios titles. Wardlow AEW champion, Jungle Boy TNA title, Soraya AEW title, Chris Statlander TBS title, NWA goes out of business. Steve, hold that thought. I'm going to get back there in a second. I like that though. Gunther versus Sheamus was the best WWE match 2022, straight out of the old school European hard-nosed match. George Hackenschmidt versus Frank Gosh. Going all the way back, JV. I like it. I'm just trying to see what. All right, so we're just talking to. I don't know. I just wish Belair was a little more charismatic sometimes. So, House of Black winning trios belts. Yes, I like that. They need to. My concern is that the Young Bucks. I know the Young Bucks are going to win this best out of 7. At least it really, really feels like it. So you go into that best of 7, then you come out of it. Do you get the House of Black right away? They might go under, at least at first. Maybe they come back later, but it really concerns me if the Bucks win the best out of 7 and walk into the House of Black, they might go over the House of Black, and I don't want that. I think the House of Black needs to look badass and more than just their entrance. I think they need to dominate. Whether you put them in tag matches, they take turns in singles matches, they just run a fucking muck. But you got to use those guys. They've got a lot to offer, and as far as being a badass, from every aspect, they look good. Their promos are good. What they bring to the ring is solid. What are you waiting for? Like, I don't get it. Wardlow, AEW champion, I think is the biggest dark horse here. Jungle Boy, well, now they're calling him Jack Perry. Definitely. Soraya, no. I hope not. Let's see. Let's see if Soraya can get that ring rust off. Let's see if Soraya can improve. Because that match with Jamie Hayter was hot garbage. With Britt Baker wasn't good. It was hot garbage. And I know a lot of people want to just put on the blinders and pretend that they're 4 deep and everything looks pretty that way. But no, I mean, for me, the Soraya Britt Baker match wasn't a quality match. It wasn't great. So maybe she gets her shit together, gets off some of the ring rust, gets some good matches. Why not? It's a long year. Statlander is TBS title. So you think Statlander is going to beat Jade? What about Statlander for the women's title? I don't know who's going to beat Jade, but Jade's going 100. So if Statlander comes back too soon, it won't be Statlander. Did I miss any there? NWA, everyone's saying, well, hold on, Billy. We're coming home. Hold on tight. Gunther vs. Sheamus was the best. Got that one. Another bold prediction. WWE brings back the European title. AEW adds women's tag title belts. Ugh. Chambers, you made my insides quiver. Not in a good way, buddy. Right now, just to keep you guys up to date, we are watching the replay of Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, WrestleMania 38, arguably one of the best matches of the entire year. But don't bring back the European title, Steve Chambers. Don't do that. Don't do it. And AEW does not have enough depth for a women's tag title division. They don't. Whether people want to tell you they do, they don't. It'll just be more shitty matches that people turn off. So they need to get their shit together as far as what they're working on right now. They also shouldn't have a trios division right now because right now their tag team division's being booked like shit. Thank God the Acclaimed are over and entertaining. So work on what you got, make it nice and clean, fill up some depth, then consider adding belts. But I'm so sick of seeing so many belts, and I know people are bagging on Roman, but I'm glad that we get that fucking world title once in a while. Like watching these Jericho matches that mean nothing. Jericho versus Colt Cabana, because there's a title on the line. I'm supposed to give a shit. Too many belts, too many belts that don't mean anything. And Bianca hits the stairs. Who should challenge Tyrus for the NWA 10 pounds of gold? I think we moved past Murdoch. Cardona's still kicking around, but I think he's heading to the WWE. Feels like it. All this left. Shit. Mims, he already destroyed. Who do we got? I know. Wow. They're running out of options. They're running out of options, Damien. Titus, again, you got Murdoch going to be knocking on his door. Again, who comes in and out? I mean, why not one of the members of Dirty Dango? Throw me that, right? JTG, get in there. I don't know. NWA is in a really interesting time right now. So we will see. I mean, some of the people that have been kind of propping up some of these pay-per-views and some of the numbers and some of the interest in NWA are heading out by the sounds of it. I could see AEW debuting a women's tag title. I can't. I can't do it, Jack. I'm sorry. Maybe, but realistically, how do you do it? Who's going to be in that tag team division that is going to be worth tuning in for at any point right now? And I'm not saying they all suck, but are you really going to want to watch the Renegade Twins versus Ty Conti and Anna Jay? That's who's going to be your first ever women tag title winners. Well, if they were booking it right now, it'd be Tay and Anna. Jericho loves them. Ding. Tony Khan has that written all over his forehead. Do you really want to watch a bunch of Tay Conti, fucking Anna Jay matches with some innocuous tag team after another innocuous tag team where nobody? Am I wrong? I don't know. What I would really like is the women to have really solid matches, singles. If you want to throw in a tag match once in a while and let them get better at it, great. But I just want more quality women's matches in AEW. They got talented women. They just, I don't know. It hasn't been going well. I see The Rock at 40 more than 39. Everyone's saying 39 because of Hollywood. That's all I can tell you, Lauren. I know it's been the rumor for a long, 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 long time. So we'll see. WWE will probably keep Roman as champion until no. I can't imagine that, Jack. I cannot. Granted, I did say about last year at this time, I cannot see Roman going all the way to 39 without at least dropping the belt for a little bit. What did I know? So there we go. Or 38. Rock will be the biggest mark WrestleMania. Will be at the biggest. Okay, there you go. All right. What's that? Oh, that was you. Jack, I had said that last summer. Yeah, I agree with you, Larry. I hope that Nikki Cross gets her sanity back in 2023. I keep getting chirped for this one. I'm convinced. I want sanity. Let's go. I think sanity had something. I think they had something. And I really believe that if you guys watch Impact, Eric Young is great. Like, great. Wow. It's funny because they're showing the replay at WrestleMania. So Becky does like the front somersault and they botch it. And they show a replay and they're like, it's a form of a drop kick. Yeah, a boot to the face is what that is. But yes, let's go Sanity. I'm completely on for it. I think their entrance was good. I think when the place would go dark and the music and the the choppers and everything, it worked. It worked. I don't know why Vince hated it. I don't know why it didn't work for Vince. But if you let like an Eric Young get into some promos and some backstage and you put him up against a guy like Bray, it might work really pretty. Who knows? You got options. I agree. Okay. HOB should attack Young Bucks. House of Black should attack Young Bucks trio right after they win. Yeah, but see, I'm worried about that. But yes, that's been rumored. We thought that was going to happen when we thought this was a one fall to finish. And of course, when you realize the Bucks were going to agree to go under at the pay-per-view, well, we know why now. Yes, we do. Hey, KJ, you ever thought of reviewing or doing watch-alongs for old school wrestling, WWF, AWA, NWA, JCP, Mid-Atlantic Championship in Wrestling, Georgia Championship Wrestling, blah, 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 blah. We got it. Yes, we've talked about that at length. I mean, it's particularly Nick and I being a little bit of the wrestling historians where we've kind of dug deep and looked back and been fans for a long, 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 long time. And we really have thought about it. Two things that play against us is one, we cover a lot of current wrestling live. So finding those free moments, I think in 2023, when we do find some spots like Sundays, we have considered it. Now, the tricky part will be if we start running them up the flagpole, we really, really hope we can get fans to join in. So that is something that we have highly considered. So stay tuned. We got a lot of plans for 2023. And there's Bianca with the win. If you didn't know that Belair won at WrestleMania, it was a hell of a match. It really was one hell of a match. Be the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Yeah. Okay. 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 I think another prediction: Lana, Miro, Andrade, Charlotte, Nick Aldis. All the couples of wrestling are going back to WWE. Let's go. No, that one's I don't know if you guys hear that. But yes, no, that's absolutely the case. Merry Christmas, Boss Monster, Lola Larry. What is happening right now? I like it. Keep the chat going, folks. If you're just tuning in, we are the Wrasslin for Life Network. I am KJ White. I am Mr. Every Night. Big shout out to Nick. Big shout out to CJ and Cliff and Ashley and everyone else out there, to all you and your family and everybody tuning in and everybody not tuning in, everybody out there. I hope you're having a wonderful Christmas. We are running through the absolute best of 2022. This is going to be a grind, but no actual wrestling. So for the love of God, keep the chat going. Whatever you guys want to talk about wrestling wise, whatever company you want to talk about, whatever's in your mind, let me know, and I'll see how long I can tolerate this recap show. Where are we going? Larry, can't like NWA and TNA merge? You would think. The problem is everybody wants to be a booker. That's the problem. Like, if they're like, hey, let's merge our shit together, work together. Billy's like, oh, I want to call the shots. And then you already got guys over like Scott Demore calling the shots. And you would argue Impact's doing a really good job. Like, Impact did a really good job putting together entertaining shows. I don't always love their weekly show. I do, I know they tape them, again, budgetary reasons and scheduling reasons. They make it work. But for me as a fan, I mean, you really want to see a good pay per view? Impact's going to give you a good pay per view 9 times out of 10. Rhodes, FTR, Nick Aldis, the new Four Horsemen. JV, I like this. I do. I do. I like it a lot. And I never even thought of Aldis. So I was, FTR, Rhodes, Ric Flair's talking about being around Rumble. Maybe he gets to be like the leader of the new Horsemen, anoints them himself. Triple H likes factions. Let's be real. The king of kings when it comes to factions. Josh Alexander is the longest reigning Impact champion in history, 357 days. Good old Canadian boy. Josh Alexander had a wonderful 2022. He had a really great 2021 as well. And his star is just improving. He chose to re-sign with Impact. He wanted to be loyal to the place that kind of put him on. We'll see how that affects him moving forward. But he's a champ. He's a talented guy. He'll do the athletic. He's quick. He's strong. There's not much you don't get with Josh Alexander. He's good with a mic. Yeah, I mean, shit. Ethan Page hasn't been relevant since he left Josh. Ravi, how's it going? Hope you're doing well, sir. What is your favorite Impact pay-per-view of 2022? KJ. Ooh. I think Slammiversary. I think Slammiversary is going to steal it there, bud. That's a great question. Now let me think. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Trying to go all the way back. I'm definitely leaning towards Slammiversary being my fave overall. I think it was one of the more successful streams we've ever had on this channel, so that's a good reason for it. But let me just double check my list. Yeah. Oh shit. Wikipedia is dying. Yeah. So let me see results. Savannah Evans. I mean, Yeah, again, speaking of Eric Young, with Diener and Joe. So, yeah, I mean, Josh Alexander versus Eric Young, Jordan Grace, Chelsea Green, Deanna Prazo, Mia Yim. Um, yeah, Slammiversary was solid. Throw out any other Impact ones, and I'll see if it jogs my memory. Botching women wrestlers are already too much in WWE. Singles in AEW, I'm down for. Yeah, I mean, I almost want the NXT title to go back to being part of the WWE Women's Tag title, and they can defend it on all three shows. I like that. And again, it's just about matter of depth. If you add the depth, you can have the division. But if you don't have the depth, I mean, shit. No offense, but I show up on Dynamite and I get Willow Nightingale versus Jade. I'm like, oh, no offense, they're just not there. They're not where they need to be. They're not, going to pull in a national audience of people who want to tune in to see that. So that tells me you need to, you need depth in that division. You need more compelling matchups more consistently that people want to watch. You really do, and you're just not there. So don't water down your product. You already got it watered down with all the Ring of Honor stuff and all the other things that you're doing and all the other side projects. Work on in-house. I've been saying this for months. Dear Tony, hunker down. Get away from the people that are persuading your decision making. Look at some people with true booking, producing, understanding of wrestling from that point of view and go forward. It's been lacking, but take care of in-house. Don't worry about what the WWE is doing. Don't worry about that's what ends up hurting WCW back in the day is they got hot, but they kept looking over at WWE. And when WWE got hot, they wanted to try and do what they were doing. Just do you, boo boo. Just do you. Like there's no need to mix it up. And that's what AEW's got to do. Like, I mean, when AEW first came out, shit, I was listening to old Cornette, and man, he had a lot of good things to say about AEW at times. He was a big fan of what Jericho was doing and Cody was doing. So I'm not crazy when I say at a time AEW had a lot of potential. Have they lost that potential? Did they drop the ball? Have they gone too far in the wrong direction? Only time will tell. DMD and Jade don't wrestle enough on Dynamite. Ravi, there's a list of fucking people that don't wrestle enough on Dynamite. That's your problem. We talked about this. Here's perfect. The tag team of the year, based on our channel, the Usos, right? People, oh, but the FTR is so much better. I agree. FTR are better. No, I wouldn't say so much better, but they're a better tag team overall as far as the product they deliver to you. However, they were booked in such a way they can't be number one. That's disappointing. As a booker, as somebody trying to pull something together, whether you're running a show like this, whether you're trying to put a sports team together, you got to let your superstars highlight your show and bring up your numbers and bring up your interest because you put them on such a way that they maximize their potential. And I think what happened in 2022 in a lot of cases, whether it was FTR, whether it was Wardlow, whether it was Hobbs, whether it was House of Black, it felt like a lot of underachieving. Even someone like Jericho underachieved, even though he's going to tell you that he overachieved. We might want to think twice about that one. That drop kick almost busted her open. It's a dead. Sorry, we were just getting a replay of Sheamus and Gunther at Clash. You're just following along. I can't believe they did this for 3 hours. You couldn't stick one match in here? Now they're talking to Sheamus. Yay. Wait. Hint, hint. If you do it, it's got to be at 6:05. I like that show. The problem is so many Saturday pay-per-views. Maybe a Sunday at 6:05. Thomas Latimer should challenge Tyrus. Latimer's a good show, Damien. I like that. Even Little Bulldog might not be a bad show. KJ, you need to get You need to get to WWE commentator. Listen, all I'm gonna say is this. I think more people would rather listen to me for a couple hours than Kevin Patrick. And I might not get everything right, but I will tell you this. I will definitely be excited while I'm fucking it up. But yeah, no, I would love to do a sit ringside and scream and yell about wrestling. I guarantee I'd be a lot more excited than when you get from a lot of them. I think that's what lacks. I think you need commentators. We talked about Pat. Pat might not always say the right things. Pat might not always know what the move's called, but my God, Pat is into the moment. And I think that's what you need. That was what was always so good about JR. JR was into it. Like it was real life happening to and in front of JR, and he made you feel it. But it was so integral, and it's something that's missed. And Kevin Patrick, Excalibur, they just miss the importance of telling the story. You got to amplify and put into words what those wrestlers are trying to tell everybody with their bodies, right? So when Triple H drills somebody with a sledgehammer, you have JR screaming at the top of his lungs, "You son of a bitch, you son of a bitch," because he wants everyone at home to mimic and mirror that approach, mirror and mimic that feeling. And that's what lacks now, where sometimes like an Excalibur is so busy telling you what is happening, he's not giving you the story as to why it's happening, which is more important. We can all see that, Death Triangle has a hammer again. Fucking hell. We can all see it, but as a commentator, you got to expand on it. You got to be telling the audience what emotions are supposed to be running through them. You got to lead everybody to that water, and hopefully they drink it. And that's what lacks. And not about me. I'm just a schmuck that showed up on YouTube. But for anyone else out there, that's my take on the announcers. Guys that do it really well, that have passion and are into it. I'm all for it. I hated Cole for so long just because it was just rinse and repeat. And it seemingly a lot of that was Vince's fault, at least according to Michael. So the commentary just has to have better overall uh, you know, approach. I feel bad for Corey Graves. I feel like Corey Graves for years has tried to be like the Bobby Heenan, and nobody around him got it. Like nobody around him understood what they were supposed to do. When he starts getting, ignorant and saying things that don't make any sense and completely supporting a heel, and that's perfectly fine. You had to get heated back. Like you think, you know, even going super far back where Vince McMahon used to get like play it straight. And if somebody like the Body or Macho Man were, that's perfectly fine, Vince would get like upset. That's ridiculous. Like, he there has to be that emotion into it. And if as fans watching, if you don't get that emotion, that energy, you don't want to watch. It helps. You need it. Bianca's match still sucks the second time I saw it. Boss, it was a good match. Don't be a hater. It was a good match, boss. Hey, KJ, hope you're having a great evening. Yes, sir. It's been a wonderful evening. Like I said before, folks, it was a great Christmas. I thoroughly enjoyed my Christmas, other than being a little stuffy in the head, which seems to be the trend over the last few weeks for me. I'm battling through, and I appreciate you guys tolerating, my sniffles. Hopefully, it's not too egregious. Now I'm breaking my shit. That's a good start. Can y'all still hear me? Because I think I just unplugged myself. I'll drop down to make sure. Yes. All right. Someone say I can hear you, KJ, please. Polo, how you doing? Through fire and brimstone. It's kind of story of my life. Uh, uh, I feel like I lost my place. But folks, remember, a busy night like tonight, if you want to get your comments to the top or get them noticed, you do have that little super chat option. Put a little color in the day. And we appreciate anybody and everybody that has stopped by here tonight. But yes, we're rolling along. I hope everyone's happy, safe, healthy. We will be back tomorrow, NXT. Wednesday, we will be back again for Dynamite. We got lots going on Wednesday. It should be a fun one. Thursday, we have the podcast. Friday, doubleheader. Saturday, I know there's stuff going on, but it's also New Year's. So we're working on it. We'll get back to you all, folks. But if you're new here, by all means, throw a thumbs up in the chat. Throw a hello in the chat. Anything that you were thinking about from 2022 in wrestling, just drop it in the chat. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. This is a channel for fans, by fans, and we really are the alternative commentary to all your wrestling. Period. Thank you, Lauren. I was scared. You get new shit for Christmas and don't want to fuck up. Okay, I'm going to scroll back up and see if I can figure out where I was. Yes, I think it was here. Bold prediction. Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. Fuck. John. Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal win tag gold soon. CM Punk and FTR go to WWE. Rock returns to beat Roman. DIY reforms. The Way reforms. Cody wins the Rumble. And a partridge in a pear tree. All right. That being said, bold predictions. I like them. Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal, if they win the tag titles, you guys are going to see me on this stream pissed off, not saying very much good about the whole situation. I don't like it. And again, I don't like it because you keep telling me there's not enough TV time to highlight your guys, to highlight the Hobbs, to highlight Ricky Starks, to highlight talent. FTR has been in your fucking payroll for years. Use them. Just use them. Not in a singles match. Use them in something that counts. Please. I just hurt my throat by yelling. See what I did? Karma. But that being said, I don't want to see that at all. CM Punk and FTR going to the WWE, I think it's great. And I thought this was a possibility forever. But if FTR is truly going back to the WWE, I could see them having that conversation with Phil and saying, listen, let's do our thing. They're going to pay us bank. They're going to give us some, like, we have room to demand some control here. And let's just have fun. We love y'all. We bonded. I thought you were going to be a prick. You weren't. I love it. Let's be friends. Let's go take over. And if you do something like Cody Rhodes being that babyface champion, I really think CM Punk, Cody is money in the bank. I really, really, really do think you got something there. Cody winning the Rumble, I've been saying Cody for the Rumble ever since he hurt his pec. It just felt like it was going to fit. And I really think that Cody Rhodes could be, if he stays healthy and they book him the way we think we're going to book him, Cody Rhodes could be the wrestler of 2023, folks. There's Sheamus clacking Gunther with a shillelagh. Ugh. Do you see WWE dropping the 420 bro gimmick? No, because I think, and then I heard, sorry, I heard, who'd I hear? I heard Jim Cornette talking about it. It made me laugh because you're like, well, you want him to be like the druggy guy, and then it turns out he's on drugs. How do you get mad at him? Wait a minute, come on now. His whole life, he is he's a pothead. We get it. We see it. We get the gimmick. The gimmick works because it's him. We get it. We want him and RVD as a tag team in 2023. Let's go. We want it. We know who it is. But here's the thing with he's going, young guy. I guess not that young anymore, but he's going through ups and downs, and he's struggling. And it's bigger things at play here. But one that has nothing to do with the other. To say, well, they should feel bad. No. That's like saying, we asked such and such actor to be a psycho killer, and then he went out and killed 7 people. I guess he's a really method actor. Like, let's be reasonable. Let's put some responsibility on the people that actually fuck up people. I'm starting to like MLW. Boss, MLW is good. They're just all over the place. Did you see Flair Peacock Doc? I haven't. I've been on live here. It did come out tonight. I do want to see it. Of course he threw Vince under the bus. Why wouldn't he throw Vince under the bus? That's the movie I want to see. Remake Grumpy Old Men, but use Vince and Flair. I'd pay good money to watch that. any day of the week. Let's go. TNA the NWA merger would be disrespectful for NWA early. TNA had an association with NWA and they, yeah, ECW'd NWA by dumping their title back in '07. Oh, we got Sammy back again. All right. Some live Sammy on wrestling tonight. So I'm okay with this. Well, not live, but you know what I mean. Sammy, the single most dominant faction in the history of wrestling. How could you even argue with this? Like, the Bloodline definitely took home the four lifey for faction of the year without even thinking about it twice. Josh Alexander is a big fan of Sami Zayn. He sat down of Sami Zayn. He said in a sit down interview. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure they've crossed paths, both from the same neck of the woods. Why not? Why wouldn't they be fans of each other? I completely agree with that. They in Tampa for SmackDown. Yeah, there you go. Cool. Andy, KJ, do you see Vince being a part of Raw 30 on January 23rd? Oof. I don't know. This is a tough one. Andy, I think the only way that he is involved in anything WWE related, like from physically being present, would be if there is absolutely nothing outstanding for him. If he is free and void of any charges or accusations or allegations or whatever. The man can't have any Asians of any kind. Can't. Walk away, Vince. So yeah, I think if Vince is just look, if Vince is paid his due and said, listen, I just put my hand in the cookie jar too many times and I had a whole bunch of money, so I just used it on keeping people shut mouth about it. Fine, whatever, let's move on. But there's more to this story. The minute it was leaked that Vince wants to come back, more we found more women. We found more women. Hold on. So it's interesting, and I still think the emails came from within. I still think that you know Stephanie took a leave of absence, and they came up with a plan. The three-headed monster took out the big bad beast that was McMahon. One of the things we talked about a lot when we were putting together the award show was the bloodline for obvious reasons. But that moment where they ripped the t-shirt off Sammy and we're like, here it is, they're finally gonna turn on him. And they gave him that t-shirt, his own t-shirt, might be one of the biggest, best moments of the entire year. The other question, Andy, from this is what are we gonna do? Do we put him in the Hall of Fame now? Does he go in at Mania? Do we wait till WrestleMania 40? Will he, what is Vince up to? How's he doing? Does he want to go in the Hall of Fame? He should. I mean, will it have to be post mortem? I don't know. Stubborn Vince can be. Gonna be a short lived. Yeah, no kidding. Uh Give Riddle a full 1080 makeover with a brand new Mormon preacher gimmick. Will you make him like the right to censor? Imagine Riddle in the 1950s buzz cut, comb over and suit. He'd look like Forrest Gump. I'm not a smart man, but I know what wrestling is. Manager alongside Corbin and JBL. Ooh, I like that. That is bold. Not going to happen ever, but I think it's crazy shout. It would be funny. And I said for a long time, guys, I thought if RKO was to break up, it should be Riddle that turns on Randy. I felt that way for a long time. Let Riddle be the one to turn. I think that would be the shock. Even if Randy was thinking about it, like, oh shit, Randy's gonna get him, and Riddle gets him first. Whew, let's go. Okay. VHS, thank you for telling me. I had no idea. All right. Yeah, I know, right, Lauren? All right, you guys talking amongst yourselves. Past that couple. Another great prediction of 2023. Mandy Rhodes will be in Impact Wrestling, and Rick Swan will be Impact World Champion again. The second part of that, I'm all for. Mandy to Impact. Now, if Mandy's making $500,000 a month or every couple weeks, I'm sure she would go down and be Impact Champion. Doesn't really have that much emphasis on what they have to come up for pay. Like, we'll give you we'll give you $45,000 a year. Just show up on our shows, please. I mean, that's possible. Maybe that's a negotiating factor. However, if she ends up in Impact because Tony didn't want her or didn't find a way to get her on board, I think Mandy Rhodes would do Tony Khan's women's division a lot of favors. Love her or hate her, she had an outstanding year, and she was a champion for a long time. She won a lot of matches. She was in competitive matches. She was in good angles. And yeah, what do you say? How do you argue? How do you really argue with what Mandy did? So for her to not end up in AEW and slip through and end up on Impact, I think she'd be great in Impact. I think it's the same feel, same vibe of NXT, smaller venues, smaller crowds. Yeah, why not? Add a Knockouts championship to your resume. What the fuck? Wait, who? Who? Shout out to JR. Polo, I agree with you. Big shout out to JR. I know some fans get on JR's case, but I love JR. There's at least once a week that JR says something that is overtly sarcastic. That is just, it makes me smile every time. It's like some dig about whatever's happening in front of him, but he says it in such a way that sounds like he's thrilled about it. Through Brimstone. There you go. Yeah. Oh, now I get it because I read it in order. Okay. Yeah. No, I see what you did there, Paulo. Yeah, it was just his. Yeah, he was just fucking excited. He was so excited. Such a wrestling fan, and that's what you need in wrestling. If you guys are gonna put on a good wrestling show, you need people that fucking love what they do. There's a GCW pay-per-view this weekend, New Year's Eve. Oh shit, yes. Damien, stay tuned. I don't know yet. We're gonna talk to Nick. How drunk do we want to be online? Byron Sack by midnight, we're just sitting here blubbering, telling everyone we love them. Bro, you look like I get that a lot. Thank you for tuning in. But thank you for being here. I may have been called his doppelganger once or twice. It is what it is. It's kind of funny. I appreciate that though. I mean, I kind of wish I was doing what he was doing. So Barrett with Graves and Pat back on SDL with Cole. No, I think you're gonna have to move. I think Kevin Patrick has to go. You can't keep Kevin Patrick, guys. You can't do it. New Drew package coming on right now. 40 or 50. If he makes it to 50. Hey KJ, happy new year to you. Happy new year. Do you think that FTR will legit tag team contenders when they officially return? Yes, absolutely. That will be, you got to understand now. I think what people are forgetting at times is the conversations going into some type of negotiation for a contract are completely different, right? Now you're dealing with Triple H. Now you're dealing with you, who like FTR, when they left, people were like, are they really going to be as good as they think they're going to be? Are they really going to live up to the hype? And a lot of the fans were like, fuck yeah. Have you seen their matches? Have you seen what they did with DIY and with fucking Authors of Apocalypse or whatever the fuck it was? You had all of Authors of Pain. You had all of these good matches in NXT, and you wanted to see more out of them. And again, then they end up losing them, like, a 1-on-2 match against Braun Strowman. But they went out and they won just about every belt they could have. And the only place that didn't give them a fair shake as champion was the one place that gave them the most money. The one place they actually worked. The one place when they're over at another promotion, they got to grab the mic and say, hey, Tony, hey, TK, can you book us? Can you please book us? So for me to see them Return, that will be the conversation. Yes, Hunter, we will like to come back, but we want to be the top dogs. We want to be the top guys. We want to be, 7-star FTR. We will bring it, but we want to be in that upper echelon and we want good fucking wrestling, period. Can you deliver that? Great. Let's go. So that is part of the way when you have two companies that would like your services, you get to have those conversations, not just about dollars. Great, you're going to sign me, but where am I going to play? What position? Who's going to play with me? Are we going to suck? Are we going to be good? What are we going to do? Standard conversation, folks. Despite Jeff Hardy trial keeps getting postponed, what are the chances of seeing Jeff back in the ring? Hope he's doing all right in rehab. So, Steve, I'm assuming this is a stall tactic for obvious reasons, because the longer you can stretch out Jeff's rehab and getting clean and sober and such is more duration that when you do finally go to trial or when you do have to talk about this stuff, you can then sit there and say to everybody, well, look what he's done. The more time that passes before you have to have that conversation, the more good deeds you can pile into getting out. Then, if he's done, rehab, if he's gotten clean, if he's staying clean, and the jury finds that he doesn't require jail time, yeah, why wouldn't he be back in the ring? Tony will have him in a heartbeat. I'd be shocked if he wouldn't. I even think they would always spin it like, hey, you've been off for this long and you're going to come back? Come back as Brother Nero. Let's figure this out. Let's go crazy. Where's Willow? You got the mask? Let's do this. Like, I wouldn't count it out. I wouldn't count it out. I wouldn't count it out at all. For anybody keeping track at home, this is literally now we're just getting McIntyre doing so it's like an episode of The Bump for 3 hours with some higher production, if you guys are following along. Anybody that was tuning in for actual wrestling matches and the latest from the WWE that decided to take Boxing Day off, at least Boxing Day in my country, I don't know about yours. But yeah, it's Boxing Day and they've given everyone a break. They will be back on Friday with SmackDown. Barrett with Graves. Barrett with Graves could work, except they're both kind of heelish. So that's interesting. But I think Graves could lead. I really could. I think Graves could lead. So, and let Barrett be the color commentary. It's got to be better than Kevin. At least they both know the business and they both can argue and they both have some fucking, inflection in their voice. They get excited. I don't know with Kevin Patrick if I'm at the library or I'm watching wrestling or did a fucking tennis match just break out or did somebody just get a birdie? Like, come on, Kevin. Where are your fucking balls? Sorry, Kevin. Or Kevin backstage in NXT. Kevin is a possibility. I'm actually shocked we haven't heard about Kevin back in the WWE yet, which might come with mixed reviews, to be honest. MVP, Lashley, Mello, Big E, and Omos, Hurt Business 2.0, maybe Cedric and Benjamin. Poor Cedric and Benjamin. I feel that there's been a lot of talk about the Hurt Business. I feel like they've been hinting at it, and now little things. Bobby gets fired, then rehired. MVP goes to talk to Adam Pearce, gets brushed off. So, what point does this become? Like MVP said, "Oh, you don't want to listen to us? We're going to make you listen to us," and I'm all for it. I think the Hurt Business ended way too soon. I don't fucking understand. And this is the part where we were really getting fed up with, Vince McMahon of like, you created the Hurt Business or your people created it and it worked. Why is it gone? Why do we still not have it? Why is it still not happening? No idea. Nobody says anything. So I felt, and if you guys actually, and I don't see a lot of them, but if you guys go watch the Table for Three with Bobby Lashley, and I believe it is Shelton and Cedric as well, but they're talking about the Hurt Business and what the Hurt Business meant to Bobby. And I thought, you guys suck. Like, not them, the WWE. Because if you could listen to that guy explain what the Hurt Business meant to him and what he was trying to convey and what he was trying to get over, it was exactly what you need. Authenticity. I want to be a strong, I want to be a strong leader. I want to represent my people, my culture. And I want to be a top guy. I want to come in the suits. I want to look sharp. I want to mean something. I want to show others they can do what I do. And I thought it was outstanding, but it went away. It went away like so many other things. Gamer boy CJ, what's up? We know a CJ. It's kind of weird. Um, let Paul have the reins. We'll see. Hello, 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 hello. Is Rhea Ripley dating Murphy or Priest? Murphy. Cool. Murphy would kill Dom. Yeah, yeah. Remember, Murphy dated his sister. Weird how things come full circle in this world. Remember the Hurt Business spawned from the Beatdown clan. Is that how they spawned? Is that how we got that? Murphy would kill Dom. Yes, we touched on that. Yes. I don't even know why it's a question. But folks, we are getting a replay of the strap match between Karrion Kross and McIntyre from Extreme Rules. Now, unfortunately, McIntyre's had some health issues up and down as of late, and he's been in and out. So hopefully we get a little more McIntyre back in our lives in the future. I know my buddy CJ Brand ain't too happy about it, but Karrion Kross needs to do a little more. It's been a little lackluster, but overall, I think that Karrion Kross has a lot to bring us. McIntyre returning, I don't know where you fit him in, but we will see. Remember the Hurt Business spawn? I got that one. I don't know. What's up? What's up? How you doing? Welcome to the stream, folks. And as we roll through this little package, don't forget, like, subscribe, join the chat, be a part of our alternative commentary to all your wrestling. Even when there's no wrestling, we show up. What are your favorite United States Champions matches of 2022? Whew. Shit. They all involve Seth Rollins. What was the one that Theory had recently? Theory had a really good one. Was it with Rollins? Yeah. What else? What happened early in the year with the US title? I know Lashley had a good one. I don't know. Lashley, MVP, Kenny King, and Benjamin, along with Low Key and JV just loading up all over the place. Kenny would be a nice shout. Benjamin, of course. Low Key, I'm not sure. And Best Down Crew. Going ham, buddy. Going ham. Because it's the Drew package. Now I'm back in a commercial. WWE letting everybody know if you want, you can go to www.shop.com and get some shit. Free shout out. Ali versus Rollins. It was all right. I mean, I have so much trouble getting to anything involving Ali. It's a tough one. I can answer that. Let's go. Are you the one bad mouthing Ronda Rousey? Jimmy Rowe? I have bad mouth Ronda Rousey. I didn't know I was the one. But actually, I've been on the pro Ronda Rousey side for quite a while right now. I like what they're doing with Ronda. I like the new attitude. I like her matched up with Shayna. I think they should add Sonya, maybe someone else. Maybe you bring up Toxic Attraction and put them with Ronda and Shayna. So you get two kind of vets and two rookies. But I like what we're getting out of Ronda Rousey. I like what we're seeing. I like her being a bully and just picking on people and kind of having that natural chip on her shoulder. It works so much better for her. As a baby face, it's a fucking grind. And her in-ring, I still think needs some love, but she hangs around with some really good wrestlers, so maybe it can rub off on her a little bit more. But yes, have I badmouthed Ronda? Yes, I have. Right now, she's winning. She's getting points with me. KJ, I think you put Vince in the Hall of Fame in 2024 in Philadelphia, WrestleMania 40. I do too. But it really does come down to a funny question, Andy, of like, will it be post-mortem? Like, and I don't want to be dark and creepy, like, but will he accept a nomination to the Hall of Fame while he is living? I'm not, again, not trying to be twisted. I just trying to get into the mind of Vince McMahon of like, when I'm gone, I can't say no. But until then, leave me the fuck alone. I'm not going up on that stage. I'm not giving a speech. I'm not saying goodbye because I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Maybe. It's hard to say. Drew and Arcade Bro versus the Bloodline is my favorite match of 2022. Okay. Okay. Not one that jumped to the top of my list, but that's a good one. It was all right. It was a pretty good match. Pretty good match. Did you think it was funny when Asuka sprayed Dom with the blue mist? I always think it's funny when Asuka sprays anybody, and anything that bad happens to Dom, I'm all for it. The whole situation was funny though, and they're trying to put stuff on his face and all the jokes and innuendos that they want to throw out there. I also think it's funny that the man just got arrested. His dad, his dad called cops. That's not good. BDC was out of Impact TNA, and I know Cavell, Loki. Yeah, let's see. But Loki's doing his thing. Loki's on fire. One of my favorite, and actually, he might have been a slight oversight when we did some nominations, but Loki had a great year. MVP Lashley, almost Moose and Apollo. Holy shit. Let's go. Yeah, Larry. Let's just, yeah. Okay, that's loaded up. Do it. KJ, what's wrong with Ali? What's up with him? I don't know. Listen. I honestly think it's just there's certain wrestlers, doesn't matter how good they are or what story you put them in, they just lack a charisma that I think you need. And Ali at times just, again, he's been victim of bad booking. He's been victim of being put in the wrong, like he should have never been the leader of Retribution. It looked ridiculous when everyone around you could have just squashed your head. Like it was fucking dumb. But Ollie just struggles from that standpoint to get over with me. I think you just let his work talking. And I don't think he needs just be a baby face, have good matches. I don't know. He's very mid. I think people have really gotten to him further than I have. By the way, we're getting a bunch of the returns right now. Obviously, alt control, delete, damage control, hit row. Her name will come back to me. Valhalla, Candice LeRae, Emma. JBL counts as a return. Oh no, Corbin does. They both should. Corbin didn't leave. He took a break from one bad gimmick. They haven't done much with this JBL Corbin thing. The OC returns. Let me know in the chat right now, folks. Who were your and I know some people mentioned it, but now that we're getting an actual segment, who was your favorite kind of big return? They counted Legado Fantasmo as one of the returns, Johnny Gargano. Who did you really love seeing coming back and how they did it? Not just what happened, but how it happened. Dexter Loomis, there looks Sam Shaw can wrestle, folks. I really want them to do something more with this guy. And of course, the return of all returns, the White Rabbit himself. We think. We're still not quite sure. Dear 2023, please do more with Bray Wyatt. Get to the fucking point of something. And there we go. Bray Wyatt. And the WWE is funny. They use their standard over like the music because, don't want to use someone else. And, they gotta watch those budgetary decisions. KJ, that was the name of the Impact faction. Oh shit! All right, okay. Kenny King. Yeah. Okay, no, but thank you, JV. But yeah, no, my head went straight to like how it all came to be, and now I get where you were going with it. It's called the best. Yeah, thank you. That makes more sense. JR Jr., thank you for the thumbs up. Came in ready to go at me about Ronda. I was prepared. The IC championship has been relevant this year. I'm very happy about what what Gunther IC championship. He had a lot of bangers matches this year. Yeah. Hey, we got Cody, the happiest nightmare going. Yeah, see, they're building Cody on such a fucking baby face. Like, I went away and I did good, and I came home, and I just want to honor my father. And aren't the fans amazing? And I love all of you. And I'm gonna kiss three puppies and two small child or children on the way home. And that's why I think you have a couple really good options. But I really do think that someone like CM Punk plays against Cody so well. Nick Aldis and Cody would be interesting. They've given us epic shit in the past. I never thought I'd say this, but let's go. Cody Rhodes. We are a few weeks away, and we'll find out. Lacey Evans beats Ronda, and Ronda and Shayna can go off to the tag division or have Lacey Evans. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen with Lacey Evans. Let's wait and see before we start anointing our champion of any kind. Royal Rumble 2023 is the almost sold out. It's very close. I heard it. They had to extend tickets. To be honest, Damien, is the report I read. They had to find some more space to put people because the Royal Rumble blew up, and it's one of the highest selling Royal Rumbles of all time. Um, it might even be number one at this point, but it's one of the two. Yeah, why can't we get a cameraman in that building? My favorite part was when Tom was like, "Mommy, it burns." Everything that comes out of his mouth when it starts with "Mommy" is hard to go with. Right? It's always instantly funny. "Mommy, mommy, call call Finn, call Damien. I'm not gonna make it, mommy." Candice LeRae. Now, right. By the way, we're talking right now about the purple pack. I wonder how much freezing they shoved into that shoulder. I'm crushing your head. Yeah, there you go. Canadian. Do you think Johnny Gargano should be in the future? Do you think Johnny Gargano should be in the future on US or a IC champion or for Candice LeRae's future champion? Candice LeRae, I think, has got further to go. But I do think Candice LeRae can wrestle. You're going to have to build her in a certain way that makes her compelling. To be 100% honest, I don't like what we've gotten out of Johnny Gargano since he's come back. I don't want to see more of the way. I don't want to see Johnny be stupid. Um, I want to see Johnny have really, really good wrestling matches. I really do. And sorry, I got distracted by all the comments about how awesome Cody is. Um, Johnny, yeah, Johnny's going to get a title. Johnny's going to get a US title. Johnny's going to get an IC title. Realistically, if you book Johnny in a certain way, if you really, really wanted to do it, and some people are going to hate me saying this, but you could build Johnny kind of the way you did with Daniel Bryan at some point. But I don't like what we're getting out of Johnny right now at all. I don't care. I think they're shitting the bed with Dexter Loomis. I think Dexter Sam, I think he can wrestle his ass off. I think he's big and imposing, and he should stop doing stupid shit and start doing some real creepy, get under your skin, heel, let's go. I'm gonna fuck you up type shit. Imperium, yeah, probably JV. OC was a good one. Imperium was amazing. I popped like a loser. I'm waiting for the bump to the main roster for Indy. Yeah, I mean, again, Indy lost. I put Indy as my dark horse to go over in the Iron Survivor Challenge. Didn't happen, but I tried. I think Ripley in 2023 will be the Raw Women's Champion, and Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler will be the Women's Tag Team Champions in 2023, and Seth Rollins will win the United States Championship. Yeah, I think Seth Rollins late 2020, like Seth Rollins will be back in that main event picture. Seth Rollins will be back in that position where he's fighting Roman or Cody. I don't necessarily know if I want to see them throw Cody right back at Seth right away. I know that's being rumored, but yep. Rhea Ripley will be women's champion in 2023. I don't care if it's both belts, all belts, no belts. Well, it has to be more than no belts. But yeah, no, I do feel that Ronda should definitely be a champion. 100%. Not did I say Ronda? Rhea. Ronda and Shayna are doing great. Will they beat the women's tag? I don't know. No one really seems to give a shit about the women's tag team belts, so I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. Maybe do away with them. Like I said, maybe make them that dissolve the NXT women's tag belts and make them up for grabs for all three companies. And you play hot potato with it for a while because right now it hasn't been great. It really hasn't. With that being said, we're going back to June 5th, 2022. Hell in a Cell, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins locking up. Imperium Braun Bray. Braun's was huge. People went crazy. I was humbly surprised with how people reacted for the return of Braun Strowman. Like, people lost their mind. It was crazy. KJ, do you think Triple H will feel a lot of pressure, this being the first Royal Rumble under his control? Andy, I think Triple H took over for Vince McMahon, and every day is just fucking pressure. It has to be. Whether you agree or not with what Vince had been doing, it's still Vince McMahon. I do think that every time we come to a Survivor Series, a Royal Rumble, a Mania, what is March? What is January to April going to be like for Triple H? You want to talk about like pressure? You got WrestleMania 39 in Hollywood with kind of stuff that you inherited. Not like if we play out the whole Roman Rock thing, that wasn't a Triple H baby. That wasn't something that Triple H thought this is what we should do. He inherited that. We're all pining for it, and Triple H might not even want to do it. So interesting from that regard. Um, I love when a guy finds a random kendo stick under the ring and just starts beating him. But yeah, I think he's pressure. It's got to be pressure because he knows everything he does is going to be compared to the last one. Why do you think we got War Games at Survivor Series? Why do you think we're going to get, we're rumored to be getting Hell in a Cell at Rumble? We're getting an Elimination Chamber in Montreal on the way to Royal Rumble. Granted, we got one out east last year, but that being said, I mean, he's gonna want to fucking nail Royal Mania. He's gonna want to nail Royal Rumble. Like he has an opportunity here to have one of the most explosive. Holy shit! Did you see that Rumbles ever? And just on a side note, the channel's slowly trying to think of something. We got something up our sleeves with Rumble, so stay tuned for that. But we are rolling through a recap or a replay of Cody, Seth, Hell in a Cell. We just talked to Cody. He's living the dream. But yeah, no, I think Triple H, Andy, I think Triple H is in hot water, period. Like, I mean, it's a pressure cooker, but it's why I still think to this day that one of the best people in the history of wrestling, inside and outside of the ring, is Triple H. It's a pressure cooker. Bray Wyatt return and carrying Cross for sure. They need to do something with them like right now. Polo, I agree, man. Let's get going. Carrion got a little quiet there, and I think they were planning to do more with Carrion, but Drew's been out, so I think that's been a factor with that. Bray, I think they're going according to plan. It's just too long. It's turning into like a fucking just hurry up. Are we there yet? Don't want to be that disgruntled, but we got to move the needle a little bit. Like it really telling us the story one word at a time is getting a little tiresome. And then, come on, come on. Now, Cody Rhodes package, of course. Cody was so awesome. Yeah, how could you argue? I mean, that Cody's role. I mean, it's WrestleMania. We knew what the rumors were, but then you had skeptics like me that were the whole time. Won't be Cody. Won't be Cody. Won't be Cody. Won't be Cody. It would be bad for Tony if it was Cody, right? Wrestling has more than one royal family. Ah, all right, okay, okay. All right, let's go. Dag, I thought Cody was end of 2021. That's what I mean. Like when we sat down, Larry, to kind of go over this year, it's a fucking crazy year. Bye, buddy. It's a crazy year. It really is a crazy year where like so much happened. When you look all the way back, you're like, fuck, I completely forgot about January. Like, I mean, the Rumble was lackluster last year. You had February, didn't bring much. That was a lot of like, we're waiting. Bailey's going to be back in February. Bailey's going to be back at Rumble. Nope. She's going to be back in February. Nope. Like, it was just one thing after another. It was a lot of like, we want something. We want something. Get it. And to their credit, Vince and crew, WrestleMania was solid. WrestleMania Night 1 was my favorite pay-per-view that I streamed this year, as far as like sitting and doing the watch along for. WrestleMania Night 1 was all over the place for a lot of good reasons, and it was a highly enjoyable. I want to see Cena and Cody Rhodes. Woo! Really? Why? I'm not sure. But why? You think so? Like the purest, like a baby face off? And they'd have to have like a heaven motif. The clouds open up and the light comes down. Oh. Would Bray or Karrion be good fit for Cody Rhodes? Yeah, I think so. I think either one for the same reasons. Dark characters. He's so bright and fucking, the like I keep saying, he's just the baby face of baby faces. And the way they wrote this, like when he returns, he might get a Triple H pop. Like he might get that explosion of like, oh shit, he is back. Like that Cena pop. Like, oh fuck, he is really going to be in the Rumble. Okay. And I think he's so over as a baby face that Bray, Karrion both play off him super well. There's nothing better. I mean, it's like go back, right? The Undertaker needed the baby faces, needed the Hogans where he could, decimate them, and you have kids in the crowd crying, "Not Hogan!" Yeah, okay, I love it. We need it. Cody, Braun, Bray can't stand Walter or Premium, Imperium, Premium. Why not? What's wrong with Walter and Imperium? But yes, Cody and Bray for sure. Lacey Evans, champ of NA non-active wrestlers. I like it. I like it. Cross. Have a good night, gamer. Oh, that was very sweet. Lauren, I like the arrogance of Imperium. I like everything about Imperium. Their presence, their attitude. The Walter for what he is. But Fabian Eichner and Marcel are two, like they were outstanding in NXT as a tag team. And they would do very well to be having it's one thing I would love to see more tag team matches with Imperium. I really, really would. Really, KJ, I'm with you. There you go. I appreciate that, Lauren. What kind of gangster has names are Priest and Balor? My man Dom, you're going to jail to an exorcism. You need homies like Joker, little El Chico. There you go. There you go, JV. In 2023, I want to see Cody Rhodes versus Nick Aldis. Down. Take my money. You can have it. Did I do that live? I'm gonna have to snip that. Literally take your lid off if you want to drink. That's hilarious. Um, Nick Aldis and Cody, yeah, absolutely. And they've already had some magic. And again, you look at Near fall, near fall. Typical wrestling fan can't help but get caught up in a near fall. We are getting a replay. If you guys are not watching, we are getting a replay of Hell in a Cell between Cody and Seth. One of my favorite things is Seth wearing the black and yellow polka dotted pants. Oh, Seth. Dom versus Taker, boneyard match. Why? Dom is a bone compared to Taker. Taker would eat Dom alive. I don't want that. Here's a question. And I know I'm still trying to catch up on all this shit, and I appreciate you guys. We're 2 hours and 15 minutes into stream, another 45 minutes to go. When I realized that this was going to just be a review show and it was just going to be me for a lot of it, I was like, how the hell are we going to get through 3 hours? And I like to think we did pretty well as a group. So thank you. But here's a question for you guys. Dom versus Taker. The Undertaker. One of the best wrestling careers in the history of all wrestling careers. Undeniably. One of the best of all time. Do you not agree with me? And you give me a thumbs up if you agree, or a thumbs down if you don't. Do you not agree that The Undertaker deserves one more very proper send off? Not his shit sitting in the ring and in the fucking lockdown era. Do you not think, even if it's not the best of matches, that we can partner him up with somebody and just to let him have a whole crowd of people acknowledge who he is? And he really deserves that kind of walk into the sunset. I mean, it was emotional enough watching it in an empty arena. I think Liv Morgan becomes SmackDown Women's Champion again in 2023. Yeah, Damien, why not? I could see that happening. I think they're high on her. I think they like what she's doing. There's an option for tag titles, though. Liv and Tegan, give them the women's tag titles. And there's Seth and his purple peck. Not Seth. Fucking Drew. Cody Rhodes. I swear to God, I know what I'm doing. Cody Rhodes with his purple peck. And up next, we're getting some Liv Morgan. Speak of the devil. Money in the Bank as well. So this is like a 3-hour version of the bump. This is crazy. Opinion on LA Knight. For me, he is Stone Cold Steve Austin of our era. Listen, buddy, you need to like and subscribe and stick around. You're going to like this place a lot. But LA Knight is a pro. This guy was good in Impact. This guy's been good in NWA. LA Knight has been good wherever he went. I felt bad for him in NXT. Vince McMahon's NXT, LA Knight had just come in when all the changes started happening. This guy lost twice, ate a pinfall twice in the fucking premiere of NXT when they changed over to the new colors. He's a talent. He's one of those guys, and I know you said Austin. He reminds me of The Rock, as far as the movements, the expressions, the way the minute he walks through the curtain, everything he does is on point. He really is a pro. He's dialed in. He's good at what he does. Now, for me, it's what are you going to do with him? Turning him into Max Dupree was the dumbest fucking thing. That's, it's right up there with the gobbly fucking gooker of ideas or the fucking rooster. Like, what are we doing? But now that we got him, I'm a little concerned that, he's going to lose to Bray. It's going to be overly theatrical. Where does he go from there if he does lose to Bray? I don't know. But I think this guy is money in the bank. You have, we talked about it tonight. You talk about a Nick Aldis. You talk about a Cody Rhodes, where LA Knight can come in and run a fucking promo, a heel promo on either one of those guys. It works. It feels good. It fits. A veteran gets pro wrestling through and through. Left NWA because of what he lacked, what was lacking as far as the wrestling side of things of what he wanted to put forward. Again, when you sit down with Triple H and Triple H says, I would love you to come to our company, you now have that opportunity to have that conversation and say, well, this is what my vision is, and see if it works, see if it fits. And if it does, you get signed, or you sign, and then here we go. All bets are off. So I'm all for it. But yeah, LA Knight is a stud, an absolute stud. And to be honest, because of how the storyline with Bray has been set up, LA Knight has outshone Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt comes out with these meek, mild mannered. I know, oh KJ, but it's the story. I know, but right now that guy who technically is the antagonist, this is technically kind of the bad guy in this, kinda, because Bray's so fucking over the other way. But he's getting the best parts. LA Knight has the best parts of the storyline because he's doing the majority of the talking with passion, with fire, with conviction, with comedy. Bray's coming out, oh, I didn't mean to hurt him. It wasn't me. And it, not, not, not great. Where LA Knight is really establishing himself as a viable guy. I really don't think we should underestimate LA Knight. That LA Knight is a guy I would love if LA Knight had that strap on his shoulder at some point because there's no reason he can't. Sean, what? Sean defense, what? Sean defense team? I don't know that. Steven, welcome back. I think Raquel Gonzalez will win the SmackDown Women's Championship belt against Ronda Rousey this Friday at SmackDown. Bold. No, I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm gonna go Rowdy. I'm gonna go Rousey. I don't think anyone's gonna take that belt away from Rousey. I think she wins and Charlotte shows up. That's my call on that one. Last SmackDown before the new year. I think if the main event is Rousey versus Rodriguez, I think if that's set into the main event, we could get some surprises. We could get some fireworks with that one. Cody should be number 27. Yes, I think Cody should be like 27, 28, and everybody loses their fucking mind. And I think Punk is 30 and pisses everybody off. Everyone loses their fucking mind again, but then he comes in and throws Cody out. Let's fucking go. I've never seen that match yet. There you go. I wouldn't mind seeing John Cena having a token Universal Heavyweight match, championship run. Never say never, Gary. Never say never, Gary. John Cena gets to a point where, you know what? Movie offers are starting to wind down a little, starting to get a little older. Things change. Can I do one more run? I'll hold the belt for 8 months. I'm on the way out. I'm going to retire anyway. I'm in my 50s. If Jericho can do it, I can do it. Why not? Let's see what's up. I don't think John Cena needs another title run. He doesn't need one. Not at all. We're good. There we go. Sorry. Right now I'm getting the repeat. Caught my attention. We're getting the Money in the Bank cash in against Ronda. Which, I mean, it was cute, but Ronda has the belt, so what the fuck does it matter? It was a great moment, Matt Cardona. He might Jack's in between moves right now. All right, okay. Dom should embrace the nickname Little Mousy. John Cena and KO will win this Friday. KO will win, pin Sammy for the win. Roman Reigns remains unpinned for the year. Yes, that's kind of the way I see it, Jack. I agree with you. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Everyone liking my Undertaker idea. I like it. I said everyone. I got 3 thumbs. That's enough. It's unanimous. Gary, Larry, and Andy are with me. That sounds hilarious, by the way. I think that's how that plays out. I think KO pins Sammy. I think it creates doubt with the bloodline. Wait, did KO really pin you? Couldn't you have kicked out? Really? Oh, of course your buddy got the pin. Plus, Roman never being pinned would really be fucking rubbed the wrong way to actually take it out. But I could also see Roman saying, nah, not today. And taking the W. Sammy pins KO to prove that he's loyal to the bloodline. I don't know. It could go either way. I enjoy that idea. You could you see Goldberg in? Oh, fuck. I don't want to see Goldberg anywhere, but it would be funny. I'm totally down for a Goldberg Wardlow situation. It's just hilarious because the crowd would get tired. We have to do the Wardlow for 8 minutes, and then Goldberg comes out after. So you're like Wardlow, and then Goldberg. Yeah. No, I don't think Goldberg's going to go to AEW. You, I don't think AEW wants Goldberg to show up because again, this is a place that's run slightly different. And if a guy like Goldberg had an issue backstage, who's really going to stop him? Right? Maybe Wardlow. Um, but yeah, no, you'll probably see him in WWE in 2023, at least for a couple overseas tours. I'm saying John Cena doesn't need another title run. I'm not saying that he's not returning next year. I agree with you. He does not need another title run. But I could possibly. Wouldn't that be the shock of all shocks that he just shows up, wins the title, and hangs around with it for a while? I mean, come on now. KJ let Taker's final match send off be Knoxville, either pay per view or Raw. Yeah, something. I just feel bad for the man. His career was so much of what it was, and we saw this over the last couple of years. I mean, with lockdown and restrictions and the way things were, a lot of things happened, and they didn't feel quite the same for obvious reasons. So I just feel like for what that guy meant to wrestling, let's find a better way to do it. Polo, we are wrestling for life, of course. We're gonna make the it. We're gonna make it. Of course, we're gonna make it. That's it. We are for life all day long. I don't know. Does this work?
Wrestling for life.
I don't know if that worked. But yeah, no, we are rolling along, folks. We're gonna have a good time. And we are about 35 minutes away from that said door. But right now we are getting, you know, Liv talking about her year. Liv Morgan had an amazing year. People are going to say, well, we didn't like her in that, but she became the face of the division. She was highlighted, she was spotlighted. Her whole hardcore transformation, whatever it means or wherever it's going. John Cena needs to win one more championship. I want him to be a 17-time champion and needs to happen in 2023. It doesn't need to happen. Doesn't need to happen. So we're going back to Extreme Rules. People have been saying that LA Knight's promo skills remind them of Stone Cold and The Rock. Yeah. Yeah, just the way he delivers it, the way he can hit on point, the way he's always on. And I think that's very relevant. Like Stone Cold, The Rock, there's a list of them. Like every time you saw them, they were on fucking point. Every move of their head. And I know people are like, well, Stone Cold just ran out there and stomped on people. No, he played the crowd every time that glass broke. And every time he looked left, and then he would look right, and he was swinging those arms, and he had his swagger. Every fucking detail mattered. For The Rock, it mattered. For a young Jericho, it mattered. For guys like Triple H, it mattered. And he's very much in that vein. Nick Aldis is another one like that. Dying. But yeah, no, that's absolutely the case. He's coming back for WrestleMania. Yeah, I imagine. Very possible. Or the helping hand of Mae Young. Ooh. Larry, let's not go there. No, John Cena doesn't need another title run. I agree. Undertaker coming back at Mania for a send off in front of a crowd must be the only an appearance or an interference in a match, which means something maybe Triple H and Vince for control of the WWE, which is where it means something maybe a Triple H versus Vince match. I'm totally in. I'm totally in. I'm totally in for Vince versus Triple H for control of the company. Because it'd be like a no DQ and there'd be tomfoolery and Shane would show up and Steph would come running out and it'd be chaos and then Who knows? Who the fuck knows? I'm in. Um, yeah, technically, unless you're staying. My only exception to that rule, John or Jack, is if John is staying. If you're staying and you're gonna go on a run, do it. If you're Goldberg just coming in for a few fucking spots and you're gonna destroy someone's run, get the fuck out of here. It's so off-putting. It's so upsetting to continually watch guys just and girls get dusted by people that aren't sticking around when you know they're not sticking around. And we saw it a lot with Vince with the lazy booking of like, boom, all right, we need Brock to win. Throw him in the Rumble 30th. Throw Ronda in the Rumble 30th. Yay, Theory's a late edition. And these just like fucking handheld wins. Not understanding that you need the win to matter. And when the win doesn't matter, you start losing your audience. And that's what we've seen. You know, poor Triple H right now, some of the worst ratings ever for Raw. SmackDown's coming down a little now. It's fluctuated a bit better. SmackDown's been slightly better. But 2023 is going to be a very telling year for wrestling because if wrestling can't generate ratings, they're going to be more inclined to sell and go to some type of streaming or some type of Disney or some type of Disney Plus. Something. It's coming, folks. Stay tuned. I kind of digging this little Judgment Day promo. Who would have thunk it? The Judgment Day sucked completely. And Dom and Rhea having some outstanding bond between each other saves the day. Because I know nobody was happy when Edge, got the haircut. All right, brand new Edge. And then out he went. Like, fuck. Can't get anything right around here. Yeah, I'm torn. I don't want to see him hit that 17, but fuck. Orton come back and win a couple. Yeah, I agree, Larry. But again, different circumstance. Orton, I mean, we'll see if his back holds up. I'd love to see Orton get another solid run. I mean, as far as playing a pure maniacal heel, not many have done it as good as Randy Orton. He, you can feel the ice in that man's veins. He conveys it so well. And then let's be honest, as far as his in-ring work goes, the guy's smooth as butter. It's amazing to watch Randy Orton work when he's on. Funny as hell to watch him when he's not, though. I don't think anyone will hit 17. Somebody will, Jack. Somebody will. Cena doesn't need another title run, and Triple H is never wrestling again. Daniel, welcome to the show. Yes, Cena does not need a title run. He does not. Doesn't mean it won't happen 3 years from now, 4 years from now. It doesn't mean it won't happen just because he doesn't need it. Triple H probably will never wrestle again. The man has a defibrillator in his chest, so bumps seem highly unlikely. Who knows? But yeah, no, that was more hilarious than anything else. But Cena doesn't need another title run. Doesn't mean he won't have one. And why not? I mean, is it that bad to say, well, John Cena now holds that record? Nah, it's all right. I mean, the man earned a lot. And yeah, for the fans, it's got a valid point. It'll be polarizing as shit anyway. He shows up at SummerSlam, fucking pins somebody, pins a fucking. Maybe that's finally his heel turn. Where he's like old Hogan, where Hogan was like fucking 60 when he decided to be in the NWO. Maybe that's what happens, where like Cena's like, I'm fucking retired. I'm not doing many movies. I'm going heel. I'm going full heel. Thumbs up from Damien. Daniel Prince, I agree with you. There you go. There you go. Even Rick said it. What did Rick say? JV or Roman Reigns? Even Rick. All right. Not a chance Raquel beats Rousey. The tentative plan is for Lynch to go to SmackDown and face Ronda at Mania. Interesting, Daniel. I can see that. I mean, also because we're still floating around. So, I mean, we're not going to go Becky. So, do we go Charlotte Belair if Charlotte is in the mix for WrestleMania, which we assume she would be? I don't see Raquel getting that W either. I don't. I think they've beating her down, and I really do. I like what they're doing with Ronda. I think they should give Ronda more of a faction, not just Shayna. I want a badass female faction. Damage Control hasn't done it. Alt Control Delete. They haven't made it happen. Toxic Attraction's been great. Obviously, Mandy's no longer with us professionally. Maybe with some of y'all still professionally. But realistically, I just want a really mean fucking headlining female faction that really stands out and really, doesn't take shit from anybody. Who do you throw Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship? I don't think it will be anybody until WrestleMania, to be honest. Maybe at Rumble, but there's nobody really lined up unless it's Charlotte. And I said, tune in this Friday because that could be in play this Friday. Cena versus Gunther, Cena retirement match. I like it. Let Gunther put him out of his misery. Why not? Thumbs up from King Jordan. I think Carmelo Hayes in 2023 will be the leader of Hit Row. Andrade joins Legado del Fantasmo. Andrade, listen, I honestly think that if they could swing it, and we don't know what's happening with Andrade. He's still employed by AEW, but I think Andrade needs like that Zelina Vega presence. So I see where you're going with it. I really think that if he was aligned with his wife, I think if he was aligned with Charlotte and she played it off like they were the queen and king, it would help him get over in a way that he struggled to get over on his own. And where I really do think he needs a Zelina Vega to get him there. Charlotte's even better. Why not? But Carmelo Hayes has been thrown out there many times for Hit Row. At this point, you might want to just get rid of Hit Row. They're not all going to be great signings, Hunter. I think you jumped the gun on Hit Row. And I think you underestimated how valuable Swerve Strickland was to that faction. First one, maybe second one. No, sorry. I missed that. Hayes needs to stay where he is. Hell no. Yeah, listen, Carmelo Hayes, we've talked about this a lot. Carmelo Hayes is a standout for NXT. And again, I don't think people are going to move up as fast as people are anticipating, King Jordan. I really do think there's going to be a lot of waiting because you do want to build depth and you need to get NXT. You don't need, I guess, but I think Triple H wants NXT back to respectability. He wants them back out on the road, selling out shows and putting on bangers. That was the one thing NXT was known for, was if you tuned in to NXT, you were most likely going to get a banger or two. And that's what they got to get back to. I think that's where they're trying to go. It's just going to take some time. It's kind of like, you remember when we didn't know who the hell, Seth Rollins was? We didn't know who the hell Kevin Owens was. We didn't know any of these guys and girls. And it took time. They had to put them in front of us. They had to show us what they could do. And my one problem right now with NXT, just put them in the ring and have bangers. Stop with all this fucking after school special skits and snippets and drama. It's bad. It's fucking bad. Fucking trying to watch wrestling and softcore porn keeps breaking out. First time Khan made Goldberg mad. Yeah, exactly. Could you imagine Tony Khan trying to tell? Oh, son of a bitch. Could you imagine Tony Khan trying to tell? I guess I'm getting used to this being here. Trying to tell Tony Khan where to go and what to do. Could you really imagine if Bill had an issue and Tony, listen here, Tony, run. I don't see it. All right, so sorry. I just had to double check. They do have a graphic up on the screen reminding everybody that they've rescinded the firing of Bobby Lashley, and we are going to get Austin Theory against Seth Rollins next Monday. There we go. I like when you say that, Lauren. KJ, it should be Knoxville. Remember, the mayor. I gotcha. I'm with you. Gonna take on the, mayor golf cart. Anyway, we're rolling along. I'm back in a commercial. I'm getting the actual commercial for the Nature Boy, Ric Flair's documentary. I will watch that. I will let you know how I feel about it. If memory serves me correctly, the Universal Championship belt is the only belt John Cena has never had. Ooh, interesting. Makes sense. It really does make sense. But I don't know. We'll see. Gary, lots of things to be had, but I can't see it happen. I don't want, him coming in anytime soon and having that situation play out. Boneyard match. He lost his brother that morning. I lost you somewhere in the rhetoric. I don't know what we're talking about. I was watching WrestleMania 18, Hogan versus The Rock. Was only 1 star. That's what Dave Meltzer gave. I don't know. Well, I mean, Damien, I kind of laugh because part of me wants to just go on another 25-minute tangent about Dave Meltzer, but I don't know the guy. The star system is bullshit. It's a waste of time at this point. It's like everything else. I mean, fuck. Everything just kind of goes to shit, and everything else gets propped up by nonsense. It doesn't matter what your criteria is or what as soon as you're influenced, and it is what it is. Dave Meltzer has seemingly lost his fucking mind, and I just know that as a fan of what he does. So I used to be a fan. No, I'm not. And because he's consistently wrong, he's consistently full of shit. And again, was that a great match? No, but everything that did was professional wrestling. Like that was batting 1,000 for what you want to deliver in a WrestleMania moment. Whether it was bad, good, whether it had topes or backflips or fucking sentons or moonsaults, doesn't fucking matter. At the end of the day, it was 2 superstars, 2 people. Did you hear that crowd? That's my favorite about going back to watch old wrestling, is the insanity of the audiences. That's what we lack nowadays. We're so desensitized. We're so in the know. It ruins. There's people out there who will never truly understand what that pandemonium feels like, what that chaos feels like when you were sitting in a crowd and you don't know the answer. You're not Googling, oh, wait, they said this is bullshit. Yeah, like there's a generation and beyond a few now where as we move forward that don't get pure excitement, don't get pure surprise, because things used to be really cool when they just happened and you didn't know they were going to happen. Still my favorite. Yeah, let's throw in some Linda, right? The whole family there, like we make it chaos. Dave Meltzer's star system is worse than our system of rating every weekly match. Gary, what do you mean? We have a tried and true system. No, it's fucking chaos. Yes, it is just about as arbitrary and mood based and moment based and biased as it can fucking get, Gary. And that is the truth. I will take that on the chin. And if I can do that, then so can Uncle Dave. And I'm sure he's taken several. But it's simple. He really fucking is all over the place. But when you do this, like when you put yourself out there publicly, that is 100% like people can see it, right? So if you guys start tuning in on all we're doing, and we saw it when Tony kind of took a veer off this year and we kind of got really hard on AEW, people started losing their mind. You guys are just fucking WWE marks. You hate AEW. You gotta your biases leak through unless you try and stay as impartial as possible. It's hard. I'd admit I've shit all over Jericho for months now, but I'm biased. And he sucks. Don't forget that part. It's important. Where John Cena come back to WWE? I don't know. I mean, rumor is he'll be around WrestleMania. He'll be around WrestleMania season. I mean, we're getting him back on Friday for a match, teaming up with KO. So we'll see. You are almost 60. You don't look like it. Me or John Cena? I think John Cena, right? Sophie Dopey. Who's almost 60? Are we talking about Cena? You might be close to 60, but my new where everyone can still hear me? Ah, all right, all right, all right, all right. I'm still live, I hope. I literally thought I just shut everything down. Oh, gotta be careful what you do with your fingers, folks. Pause. Um, I don't even know what button might be paused now. Too many want to be smarts. But here's the thing about being smarts. If you're like myself, if you're like the guys that join me on this channel, if you're like, I know a lot of you out there, that if you really want to be a smart, it's knowing what the truth is, but still buying into it. I want to mark out, right? Like I want to mark out. I want to be excited. I want to get caught up in a fucking white rabbit for 6 weeks for no reason. I want to watch a match like Logan Paul and Roman Reigns and be like, "Oh fuck, this is crazy." Or tune in. Shit, a couple weeks ago we watched main event and FTR or not FTR, the Briscoes. You know, the Briscoes dropped their House of Glory titles. Fuck it, I want to get in those matches. I want to be a mark, but I don't want to know everything. I don't want to know who's at the bill. Shit, did you hear? We're making plans to have, Undertaker's going to be in the building or someone's going to walk by the set. Like, I don't need to know everything. I don't give a fuck about everything. I want shit to work out. And I think that was one of the most compelling things about the White Rabbit. One of the most compelling things about what Bray did in 2022 was that you didn't have the answers. Even the smart fucks did not have the answers. Even the people who were like, "Oh, we know." Nobody fucking knew. For all they knew, fucking Dijakovic was coming out as the White fucking Rabbit. Nobody truly knew what was next. Oh, we're getting him this week? No, we're not. Oh, we're getting him for sure. We know, we know. So I like being a mark. I'm okay with it. But yeah, you need that. You need people to back the fuck off. You need things to, and I mean, I will say this: the wrestling companies have to do a better job of protecting things that matter. If you don't want it out there, but the problem is the wrestling companies have got really good at just leaking what they need you to know because it gets eyes. When it was leaked that Braun Strowman was coming back to the WWE, things blew up. The ratings were higher. Our ratings were higher. It just blew up because you leaked it. Oh, shit. Did you guys find that out? Oh, like the Young Bucks. How did they know? Anyway, Hogan is in his early 50s, stole the show at WrestleMania 18 and 19. He did, though. You say what you want about Hulk Hogan. He knew how to perform. I think that's a pause moment. Might have to verify it, but listen, people cried when Bundy sat on Hogan. Deal, absolutely. You need that shit. You need moments in wrestling where people where we were talking earlier about commentators, they matter. They got to make you feel emotion. They got to put that verbal reinforcement in, and you got to like right now. We're seeing this SummerSlam match, or sorry, the uh the Saudi match. Logan Paul just hits a buckshot lariat. Eat your heart out, CM Punk. Whew. But you see Paul Heyman at ringside. He's in peril. He's nervous. His eyes are wide. He's into everything he does. And those little details make this match where all of a sudden you're watching a match that you didn't expect much of, and oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. It's crazy. So based on the time, I got about 11 minutes left on the clock. I guess they're calling Roman versus Logan the best moment of 2022. The absolute best of 2022 continues. Yeah, we're going to commercial. Holy shit. Going to commercial on replays. Meltzer is going to start his own sitcom called Plans Change. He'll rate it as 10 stars. Ah, fuck. I don't even know what to do with Meltzer. Just because, like, dude, like, I don't get why he reports shit that he knows is not real. at all. Like, he knows it's not real. We all know it's not real. Why did you report that? And then you look stupid, and then, like, a day later, you're like, "Oh, my bad, haha," or I'll just take it out and act like it never happened. That's what bothered me. Like, I read the Observer all the time, but then it was like, oh, and it was a lot of, like, especially in 2022, if Dave Meltzer reports negative shit about the WWE, you have to think twice, especially if there's a big event coming up. If we're close to Rumble, if we're close to Mania, if we're close to any Survivor Series, he did it. Dave Meltzer will put out like some negative news about WWE. So and so's not happy. You got to think twice. Or so and so won't even be there. Or hey, Vince might be coming back. It feels targeted. It feels bullshit. And I feel like his integrity as a journalist is just, and I know nothing. All I know is I was a fan of the man. I was a fan of his work. And the more I followed it, the more I watched it. And ever since he fell in love, fell in love with two fucking kids from Cucamonga. They named a move after him. And then the rest were, they go, how the fuck are you watching some of these matches? 7 stars, 6 stars, 7. Fuck off. You put Kenny fucking Omega in the fucking Observer Hall of Fame. The guy's in the middle of his fucking career. How the fuck do you know he doesn't turn into a fucking a serial killer in the back half of his career? What if he fucking absolutely floats it in? Has he really accomplished enough in this first portion of his career to say, oh, he's a Hall of Famer? That is like the most egregious shit ever. Talk about just fucking telling all your fans that anything you say doesn't mean anything or any type of system. Oh, Kenny Omega is in the Observer Hall of Fame. Are you fucking kidding me? Not that I'm saying he shouldn't get there. I don't think he should, but the way you did it, well, he has to be in there now. Oh, yeah. All right, Dave. All right, Dave. I want to know what pictures you got or they got or how many dirty things they got you doing on tape. It's got to be something. It's got to be something, folks. How was this best of show? I didn't watch it. Either did we. Sophie, we didn't watch it a lot, that's for sure. We peeked over a couple times, but it was all right. Went through kind of the usual suspects, what we expected. Right now, we're getting a replay of. I mean, on the bright side, at least they give us replays of matches a little bit. It's kind of fun to relive some of the moments because they were good ones. But realistically, why do y'all have a badass show going on in MSG tonight and I can't watch it? Imagine knowing Hogan was gonna be the third member of the NWO, or knowing Brock was going to pin Undertaker. Those two things were the biggest shock moments in wrestling, in my opinion. I hate the dirt sheets. Hey, yeah, I mean a lot of it. But you look at other times, like and the times that they've pulled it off, like, oh fuck, the Dudleys are back in WWE. Big deal. They come in, they hide them on a bus. Like, I love when they get it right. But like I said, Cody Rhodes coming back to WWE was leaked. Oh, it's going to be Cody. It's going to be Cody. It's going to be Cody. Because I feel like the people that work for these companies aren't as brave or bold as they used to be. They pussy out. They get scared. They get, oh, I don't know. If we don't leak that, we got to tell people that Cody might be coming because more people will tune in if they know. But you do a disadvantage to your live audience. You do a disadvantage to your at home audience because you're trying to pull in more. And I think that's what ultimately became an issue for WWE specifically was when you lose track of your core audience and the people that you really want to cater your business to, you all feel alienated. You're not recruiting the crowd that you wanted. Your big demographic is still your big demographic, yet you're not catering to them. It's a rare thing. Generally, businesses figure out who their model clientele are and go after them. I don't know if that's the case with this one. I was excited when, but I got that one already. I meant you. I meant I'm 60. Wait, let's go back up. Is that what that was? I don't know. I'm missing out. Sophie. You're adorable. Long 3-hour bump, Sophia. Yeah, a long 3-hour bump. It really was. I can't imagine everyone else staying here. KG, you lost in the crowd. I think it was. You guys are seeing and hearing me, correct? I did rectify my life because it'd be hilarious if you guys were still talking. Donnie Montana. No, we smoke weed like Donnie Montana smoke. Anyway, Jerry Lawler. Don't know. I got to go back up now and figure out where we were doing this. I think Friday night they better move along with the Bray Wyatt character. I don't know if they will. Just standing in there in the ring and coming to the God routine. Yeah, Gary, it is getting old. It really is. And again, it's allowing LA Knight to have the best parts in the story. He's the most entertaining guy. Get rid of Kevin Patrick and bring back Matto. I agree. Let's go. Bring that back. Make it happen. Let's do it. Here comes Jake Paul. Remember when Jake Paul got involved? Hunter should restart a Saturday night main event on months that they have no pay-per-views. Not bad. Why not in your house, Larry? Why not in your house? Push the Miz, says Charlie. I think they kind of do push the Miz a little bit, but too much. The Miz, I don't know what we're gonna do with the Miz. Miz is getting to that point of like, fuck, you're still here. It really is a tricky endeavor. Say hello to my little friend. Hunter should restart. I got that one. You know what? Those little offshoot shows mean nothing. They should be feeder systems. Like when you got a couple people that you know you're looking at to bring into the main roster, and yeah, you make them house shows. You do that kind of stuff. But for me, I really don't care. I watch enough wrestling without doing that. Really showed Triple H's involvement and ending the Vince era. You know what, Tony? And if anybody was going to believe that everyone was out to get somebody, it would probably be you. SummerSlam was the best pay-per-view of the year. I like that shout as well. There was some good ones though. I would give WWE credit on their pay-per-views. SummerSlam, Extreme Rules. Um, Shelton Benjamin celebrated his 20 years today. That's amazing. I mean, that guy, there's a perfect example of a guy that had all the tools in the toolbox, except was a little bland and they never found a way to work it in. Dave Meltzer is a Vince McMahon kind of guy. You think so? Because it turns out he's a big fan of younger gentlemen from Cucamonga. I don't know how well he would do with Vince. I really don't. Oh God, R-Truth. I love R-Truth. Be nice to R-Truth. Still a shame that man didn't get the 24/7 title before they threw it in the garbage. What would you rate Hogan versus Rock WrestleMania? How many stars? I think 4. Jack's got a good shot there. 4 or 5. Again, the match itself, but again, if you're rating wrestling and what it meant and how it played out, you gotta be realistic. You can't watch that moment, that crowd, that audience. Yeah, no topes, no superplexes. There might have actually been a superplex. But according to the WWE, their favorite moment of 2022 was Crown Jewel. Roman Reigns going over Logan Paul. Expect Logan Paul in the Rumble. Expect Logan Paul to kick around. He ain't done having moments. Who is Todd? I wasn't a wrestling fan in those days. Todd? Like Todd Nightingale? Which Todd? I can't wait for Triple H lead the road to WrestleMania. Listen, we talked earlier, Sophie, about pressure on Triple H. This is it. This is where we turn it up a little. We turn the calendar and we head towards Rumble. Then we got Montreal. Then we got, I believe, Mania. Right? I don't know if there's anything else in between. Maybe the one India show. But next week we will get Belair versus Alexa Bliss, Raw Women's Champion. We'll find out what that means if we get more flashing and craziness. But do you watch Impact Wrestling? Yes, we watch all the pay-per-views for Impact. Charlie, and once upon a time, we did watch the shows every week. We are here every Thursday. We always have one eye on Impact while we talk about our weekly podcast topics, but we watch all the Impact pay-per-views. We don't miss them. Myself, Nick, CJ, Cliff, We are on the grind, so don't go anywhere. Like, subscribe. We are back tomorrow. We are back Wednesday. We are back Thursday. We probably will be here. We'll definitely be here Friday, doubleheader. We probably will be here Saturday, but we got to talk about it. Some ingredients. I like it. Impact's still around. Yes, it is. And it's doing well. Kind of. But I mean, it's a good show. Great pay-per-views, a weekly show, hit and miss, but good quality. When everybody was talking about everybody signing everybody else, where is this person going? Where's that person going? Impact really benefited by a lot of the budget cuts because they took a lot of the lesser known names or the not as big of the names. So they were very successful in bringing on a lot of quality wrestlers, and you got quality wrestlers there: Moose, Josh Alexander, Sammy Callahan, Eddie Edwards. The list goes on. And one of the ones that made Impact really good in 2022 is rumored to be leaving or has left. They killed him. They killed him, so it's not a rumor unless he comes back from the dead. But Eric Young is out there. We will see what that means, what happens with that storyline. But a lot of speculation about Sanity, about everything else. Will Killian Dane come back? What is Nikki going to be involved with? Time will tell. Lots to talk about, folks. But that being said, we have Eclipse. I mean, I'm super grateful for everybody that tuned in tonight. What a crowd. What a group. This was a lot of fun. We are heading towards, like I said, tomorrow we will be back for NXT, but we are heading towards the new year, and we got lots coming your way. We got lots to talk about. And again, we cover all the wrestling. If there's wrestling out there, folks, we will cover it. We cover more wrestling than anybody else. We do live streams from everything. You got your WWE and your AEW. That's easy peasy. But we go through Impact. We do GCW. We do XPW. Game Changer. I said GCW already, so repeating myself. Sounds better that way. Battlefield. We've done Battleground. We've done Wrestling Revolver. We do it all, folks. We do not stop. Do you watch wrestling podcasts? Do I watch other ones or listen to other ones? Yes, I do. I watch, listen, and I listen to quite a few of them. I like to hear what other people think. I like to hear what they know. Some I really like, some I used to like, some of them I continue to like. But yes, very much a wrestling podcast fan. We gotta stay on the up and up. Todd Pettingill. Yes, okay, so that's right. Yes. Oh, good old Todd. They need to debunk theory. Not yet. Not yet. I don't know what we're doing with him yet, but we are getting Seth verse theory. That's very cute, though. Impact still around. Yep. Except these guys. Impact rarely watched by anyone except these guys. Yeah, I mean, listen, we like watching Impact. The only problem with the weekly show is we only have so many hours in a day, and we only have so many people that can do the live streams. But beyond that, it's just, I mean, they get taped so well in advance, but their pay-per-views, Impact has really got good with pay-per-views. I hate that they put them on Friday nights, but we're here every Impact pay-per-view. We do not miss any of them. I met Bret Hart. Excellent. Impact has great talent and some good matches. Absolutely. And again, when they're able to get it down to like a pay-per-view level, it's outstanding. Josh Alexander versus Mike Bailey on Impact a couple weeks ago was one hell of a match. Listen, Speedball, I will say this: Mike Bailey, fellow Canadian; Josh Alexander, fellow Canadian. Somebody else just mentioned another Canadian, Bret Hart. But yes, no, outstanding. And Mike Bailey, I think for our channel, Mike Bailey is one of the guys that kind of got overlooked when we talked about the year end. He had such an outstanding year. He blew through the indies, became an indie darling. Everybody was talking about Mike Bailey. Made his way to Impact, and he's been outstanding. X Division champion. He had a great year. I think he was underrated. I'm really looking forward to 2023 for Mike Bailey. Go Speedball. Wait. See if that works. All right. I shook Randy Orton's hand. Excellent. After that, there we go. And still a lot of people kicking around, chatting. So, folks, that is our show tonight. That is our stream tonight. And this is getting adorable. I saw 35 minutes of Josh versus Mike. Great match. Pardon me, folks. It's been a A long 3 hours. No, it actually went really fast. Mike really impressed me. Mike is outstanding. See Mike do some crazy shit in GCW, but when it gets down to the brass tacks, he can really wrestle. He had some really good matches. He's had good matches with Blake Christian. He tore the house down with Trey Miguel, I believe. They've had a lot. The Ultimate X was good this year. It always usually is. Always usually is. Yeah, it's definitely getting that time, folks. I remember that one time when Randy Orton was asked if he can read in some spoofs. All right. But on that wonderful note, folks, we will be back tomorrow. I should have some company with me, which is going to be lovely. But I'm super impressed. Boxing Day numbers showing up here on the channel. We appreciate all of you out there. This is killing me. I'm trying to go, but I'm overly intrigued by what is being said. I once walked past Saturn, Raven, Kidman, and Tori at a movie theater. Walked by them. Yeah, didn't say anything. Didn't want to fuck up their day. That's cool. That was a really fun best of 2022 show. The downside was Ronda Rousey. Jake, Ronda, give her a chance. I'm gonna have to say that, but yeah, no, absolutely. Just Ronda as a heel, Ronda with an attitude works better. It really does. It was a fun look back at 2022, folks. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. We are flattered. We are grateful. And we love doing this 6 to 7 days a week. 2023 is going to be even bigger and better. And I cannot wait. But with all that being said, as you know, the bad guy himself, the original OG, says goodnight. I think I will take that notice. I'm going to go rest my throat, stretch my legs, and try and get some sleep. Until tomorrow, till any other time, remember, as Nick says, our shit is real, it's authentic, and if you're going to have some wrestling, you put that for life with it. Other than that, folks, thank you. We will see you on the flip side. Bye.